Fam, good morning. Happy Sunday. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I appreciate you guys being here. And there's a lot to go over on our Sunday rewind. Please take a minute to hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate you guys being here on this fine Sunday morning. Um, my allergies still. One second. Take a look at the undefeated. They're in full effect. It was amazing to get to rap with the undefeated, honestly. Um, so yesterday we told everybody, okay, when you're coming to A Day, if you're a member of the undefeated, come and meet at 1 p.m. at the Nick Saban statue. Well, before that, we had our pregame show. So it's Coach Sean, myself, and Smook, and we were up at Westgate. Which, by the way, thank you so much to Westgate for allowing us to have our pregame show and our postgame show at Westgate. So we're doing our show, and I'm opening the show like I am now, and I hear somebody yelling from the bottom of Westgate down like seven floors, and it's Tink, and Tink is like, "Roll Tide!" And so I like point the camera down to him, and he's giving a big Roll Tide. So we do our show, and then we wrap up by like 11, so we have some time. We get down and we walk out the doors of Westgate, and guess who's waiting for us? Patriot Life. Patriot Life is literally just like posted up there, and he's dripped. Like he has the undefeated hat, he has the undefeated shirt, he had the undefeated socks that haven't even hit the merch yet. And then we had another guy. I forget your username. He was from Wisconsin, big old dude with a huge undefeated shirt. And so we have like a crew, because Coach Sean, you saw him. He's like a unit. Smook is like 6'4". So we're just like cruising. Now we're cruising down towards the quad, right? And we have a nice little quad. So we meet up at with some other people that know us, and people are like, "There's Kyle, there's Smook, there's Coach Sean," and it went like again and again. It was amazing. And we went outside of the quad, and I start talking. That's when I met Jenny Cagney. She is we're going to support her, fam. Honestly. So she is the Alabama football fan with stage 4 cancer. So she's been added to our undefeated team. So how we are going to support her is with thoughts, prayers, and every time that we get her into the undefeated, we're just going to hype her up. We're going to send her all the positivity. And that is what we're going to do moving forward. So we're bringing in Jenny, and she probably even gets a superseded emoji or something like that. So we'll work on that. But that's where we met her. And then we were walking up on, like, back towards the Walk of Champions for our 1 o'clock meet. And it was amazing to see everybody that recognized us, that was just pumped up to be there. So, man, it was amazing. And Ty, I'm bringing you in just a few minutes, man. We have Ty Hayes at 9 a.m. today. And then we have probably like 9:15 Ty. So if you need to get some coffee or something like that, do your thing. And then I have Coach Sean and Coach Smook rolling through at 10 a.m. So we got the big guns blazing right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I wanted to ask you guys, and here's a shot of the undefeated. All right, check this out. And this was like, maybe we were probably missing like 20 additional people that were there. So this is what I'm calling our first ever family reunion. The first ever undefeated family reunion. Okay. So I'll try to. So like in this picture, not posted, is like Rico from the Magic City. He was there. Big James Dickinson to the right. He's in the big black shirt. He could suit up at guard for us, right? Efron's right there in the green hoodie with the Alabama hat. There's myself, Kyle. There's Coach Smook throwing the peace sign. There's Coach Sean and his daughter Mia. Right? Quaisha. Let's see. There's Patriot Life, and like the far back there's Cindy. Yeah, so there's the whole I think we have Caleb in here. So we had a whole crew running through. It was really cool to see. Okay, I wanted to ask you why we have 50 people on right now, and we're warming up the show for the big dogs. I want to be interactive with you this morning. So as we kind of do our A-Day recap and a rewind, here we go, okay? I want to ask you about this. And let me size this up correctly. So And I want to get your interaction on this, okay? So if you're just joining me and you're seeing this, I want to ask, oh yeah, we got some super chats already rolling through. All right, so this is for Jenny, prayers for Jenny. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. So I think we will support her in a couple different ways. Man, because I know if I ask the undefeated to come with it, they're gonna come with it. So you guys are just amazing. So we'll figure out something how to like help her out, and I'll talk to her. I'll probably bring her on. I'm actually, honestly, I'm gonna try to hook her up with Jalen Miller's agent and try to get Jalen Miller to see her. That's kind of one of my goals. Okay, so let me ask you about this. Okay, let me size this up properly. And I want you, so how this is going to work, I'm going to ask you about the first question, second, and third. Okay, and then you type inside the comment box A, B, or R. Okay, so let's just start at the top. And let me get this going real quick. All right. If you're just joining us, welcome to Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you very much. Please take a minute to hit the thumbs up, and we appreciate you thinking about becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Type A if you were overall impressed with Coach Kalen DeBoer and his team from what you saw yesterday. Just a simple A inside the comment box. And after that, let me know inside the comment box, undefeated, what you were impressed with. Okay? I'm going to get to it in a second, but from the jump, those quarterbacks out there, they provided us a little bit of an opportunity, but it was the running backs who, in my personal opinion, stole the show. I'm going to ask you about Richard Young in just a second, okay? But I want to ask everybody, were you just overall impressed with what you saw from the offense, the defense, and just kind of the overall atmosphere? Look, I said this yesterday. I felt that Alabama football fans needed to come together yesterday. They just needed it. After, even Coach Kalen DeBoer talked about this, what this team went through from, January 14th up to this point in time, it was good to have that camaraderie. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of A's overall. And now let me know what you were impressed with. Was it the offensive line? For me, it was the running backs, honestly. I thought the running backs, Jan Miller was the MVP. Last year was Justice Haynes. But what we saw from Jan Miller, man, he put together a really nice scrimmage. Pulling up the stats right now to talk about him because he was big, he was imposing. And Justice Haynes, I think he got a little bit banged up, but we didn't get like a full update on this. But man, Justice Haynes, he did his thing as well. Scored a touchdown. In fact, the first 3 touchdowns were scored by the running backs. Stats, I read them out, but Jan Miller, 8 attempts, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. Longest of 48. What was that first one? Like 30-something? And what were you thinking about the offensive line? Okay, so type A if you were impressed. All right, let's move to point B real quick. Type B inside the comment box if you feel that there is still going to be a quarterback battle going into the season. And I can't wait to hear Ty's take. I can't wait to hear Coach Sean talk about this. Coach Smook. Type B. Now we're talking about the section number 2. Type B if you think there will still be a quarterback battle going into the season. Based on what you saw yesterday. I'm going to read them out. Because yesterday when I had my post-game report, you guys were like, well, you didn't read the stats. Okay, so I'm going to read the stats for the quarterbacks. Okay, so Ty Simpson was 7 for 12, 102 yards with 34 yards rushing. Jalen Miller was 3 of 9, 100 yards passing with the longest of 52. Remember, he hooked up with Jeremy Bernard twice. Dylan Lonergan, 8 of 12, his longest of 18 yards. And Austin Mack was 6 of 9 for 33 yards with the longest of 8. So I want to hear from you. Type B inside the comment box if you think there will be a quarterback battle. There was a couple things when I look at the quarterbacks, and by the way, I rewatched this morning. Jalen Milroe, and this is fact, okay? I know he was 3 for 9. He had 2 dropped passes, one by Richard Young and one by Jaron Hamilton. So let's just theoretically say he should have been 5 of 9. Maybe he gets a couple more yards out of those. Because the one to Jaron Hamilton was almost intercepted. Now, in Ty Simpson, man, he had a couple plays. Number one, did you see that? I think a lot of people forget how athletic he is. He hit the spin move on that guy. It was called a sack. The other time was, I felt that he took a shot downfield that he probably shouldn't have, and it was intercepted, but the guy was out of bounds. He had a high ball thrown, but overall, I mean, even Coach Caitlin DeBoer after the game had a lot of positive praise about Ty Simpson. I personally don't think there's a quarterback battle. I think it is Jalen Milroe, and I think it is his team. I think that him and Jeremy Bernard showed that they have a really strong continuity early on, which is good. But I want to hear from you. So type B inside the comment box if you think there will be a quarterback battle. Did you see that interception by Drake Kirkpatrick? Man, what a snag. So Austin Mack is in the red zone, and he throws the ball, and Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. goes up and intercepts it. Man, that kid's a baller. And by the way, that throw that Austin Mack put on, like, he has a cannon, and he can get the ball out really quick. Man, even Dylan Lonergan. Look, Dylan Lonergan, I felt there was a couple times where he was inaccurate, but he had some really good throws. I mean, look, the quarterback room's good. Okay, now, this one's going to be easy. Type R if Richard Young caught your attention. Type R if Richard Young caught your attention. Because I know when you went home last night, or if you went bowling with Coach Smook, or whatever you did, that you guys were talking about Richard Young. I watched it again. Richard Young must have had, I don't know, let's see. So the stats read with Richard Young, he had 7 carries for 20. He only had 29 yards. But I bet you 28 of those were after first contact. Man, he's good. Jan Miller had 83. Oh, you know what? And I was watching because I was like, well, where's Kendrick Law? He had that jet sweep that went for 34 yards. So he was actually the second leading rusher in that game. And I liked how they also used Emmanuel Henderson kind of on a jet sweep as well inside the red zone. But man, look, Richard Young, and I mentioned this yesterday, and type R if you were impressed with Richard Young. Richard Young, I am so happy for him because we have talked about Justice Haynes and Jan Miller. And look, Jan Miller did his thing as well, and he's probably a little bit overshadowed up until yesterday. But Richard Young, and a lot of the players and the coaches have used this word, starving. He played like he was starving, like he had to eat. Like if he didn't eat, like that was going to be it. And he showcased that. He's a big, strong runner. My goodness, I was overall impressed with Richard Young. Man, he's a really good running back. Gary is asking me, how do I feel about Saban in his interview before the game? Well, it was interesting because Coach Saban said, I'm a fan, like you guys now. And he also said that, Alabama's going to have to go into the transfer portal. I like that comment from him. He was like, look, Alabama's going to have to go into the transfer portal for a couple different guys. And he's like, that's like everybody inside, college football right now. Okay, my last thing for you, inside the comment box before I bring Ty on, I want to get your take, undefeated, inside the comment box. Where do you feel that Alabama will take a transfer? What position? Offensive line, defensive secondary, wide receiver? Because the transfer portal, guess what? It opens up on Monday. So go ahead and post inside the comment box right now where you feel Alabama will take a transfer. What unit? Running backs? No. That's an easy one. Wide receivers? No. Offensive line? I think we already know it, right? But Get Box is saying wide receiver. I think it's easy. I think this one is easy. I think it's secondary, and I think it's offensive line. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching and always supporting the product right here on Bama Football on YouTube. You guys crush it. And please let me know your thoughts inside the comment box, whether you were impressed overall by typing A, if you still think that there's going to be a position battle, so type B, and if you were impressed with Richard Young, type R. All right, we bring on my boy, Ty Hayes. Ty, give me a thumbs up, man, if you're ready to go. All right, we bring on Ty Hayes from around the table sports. Let's see if I can get him. Ty, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Woo! Man, we had a lot to talk about. This is the Sunday Rewind.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, can I just ask you real quick? Were you overall impressed? What would you type A?
Oh yeah. The first half, defense, which was very base. And Kyle, what's so funny? What did we talk about? What was it, Thursday? That overreaction Monday would be a
Yes.
thing. And already
Yeah.
on Twitter, I saw people saying, "Oh man, this defense." But on that same day, Kyle, you and I sat here and warned the undefeated, "Hey, Womack's not going to start heating them up because we only have 10 offensive linemen. So
Mm,
why in the world would you
yeah.
cause any extra potential damage? This is going to be
Mm,
very base, but I do love how I saw the defense adjust as a whole. I also
mm.
love that the commentating crew, they made a very good point that you're switching from match coverage to a more read
Uh,
and react coverage.
yes. Yes.
That's going to take time, right?
Mm,
Like that's going to take time, but overall, Kyle, offense was fantastic. I think that there is so much depth at your skill position players. It's ridiculous. And as far as Richard Young, Kyle, how many days have I come on here and I've told you, and you and I have told the undefeated, hey,
yeah.
Richard Young might be the most underrated player on this
Mm,
team. And I said to quote, if you
yeah.
give him an inch, he will take a mile. And
Yeah.
that touchdown he had where he had the cutback powering through,
Man.
the guy has it.
Yeah.
He's got the ability.
He really does. So you type it on. Hey, so now we have 142 inside the chat. Let me post this picture. This was the undefeated yesterday, Ty.
So
Everybody
cool.
was coming up to us, and it felt like a family reunion. You ever been to a family reunion where you haven't seen people in years, and you're like, oh, I'm John's son, or this and that. Like this is what it was. It was so cool. There was hugs. There's Rev right there with the glasses in the middle. There's Cindy to the left. There's Coach Smook, Quasia, James Dickinson, Caleb King up in the back. I'm up in the front kneeling with Coach Smook and Coach Sean. Man, it looks like Mia's throwing up the. I think she's throwing up the peace sign, but it looks like Mia, who was out, she was playing producer for me yesterday. That's Coach Sean's daughter. So we appreciate everybody yesterday. That's a. I don't know where Rico is, Coach Smook. Rico, you go up to these people and you're like, hi, like you don't introduce. They know who you are, but Rico's like, there's a Rico. um, Ty, you've had a little bit of time to think about the section two. There's still a quarterback battle at Alabama.
listen, I think that there's still going to be competition in terms of Ty Simpson pushing Jalen Milrow, Austin
Yeah,
Mack pushing Ty Simpson, Dylan
yeah.
Lonergan pushing. I hope that's the case. But in terms of is there a quarterback battle, I think Jalen Milrow's quarterback one. And I went back and rewatched. I did see the two drops, but I could be mistaken. I thought I had three drops, the one to Richard Young, the one to Jaron Hamilton, and I believe one was a route over the middle. And it hit the guy in the hands and he didn't bring it down, which
You
would
know,
have been
was
a
that
7 to
was
8
that
yard
to
gain.
Emmanuel Henderson?
I believe it was. Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you.
So
Okay, because I
I
wasn't
thought
sure
I
who
had
threw
three.
that. Because I
Yeah,
know
that
that
was Milrow.
Emmanuel Henderson was overthrown, but I think that was by Ty. But I think the actual drop was from Milrose. So look, there were drops. So Ty's saying there's three. I saw that there was two 100%. Go back and watch the replay. Richard Young and Jordan Hamilton, and thanks, Ty, that was three. So theoretically, you got those guys catch the ball. He's 6 for 9, but
6 for 9.
yeah, five.
And
Smook is saying 5 drops.
so listen, I think if you're being very I don't know the word I'm looking for. I think you could account 4 to 5 drops. I think
So
Smook is
look,
very well placed in
So
saying
look,
that. Yeah.
Adam Lampello, who has criticized Milrow, and that's fine to do. He's even saying that he was really 6 of 9. I would say he was 6 for 9 as well. There was what I didn't necessarily see anything with the snapping. People are talking about some snaps.
Oh
What
yeah.
what are we seeing there?
So I,
Was
I
there?
almost snapped into a Winter Soldier
Oh
episode
no.
when I saw the
Mm.
first snap roll on the ground. I started twitching. I was like, oh boy, oh boy. Um, Smook, has a great point right here, and this is what I was about to say. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but there is a world where you can be like, no, he had 5 drops. The only reason I accounted for 3 is because the other 2, as Smook says right here, great point, coach, that they were 50-50. Those were one where I was like, did the wide receiver drop it? Did the
Yeah,
defensive back, was he just really pestering him?
yeah.
I don't know, but I do know that the 3 were drops, right? Those 3 were drops. And I'll tell you what else, Kyle. That throw he had to Jeremy Bernard
Mm.
was sensational. We know he's
Oh
got a
yeah,
cannon.
yes.
We know he's got a cannon, but the touch, I commented on Coach Smook's video of it, and I said I couldn't hand the ball off any
Yeah.
better than that. I mean,
Hmm.
that was signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You didn't see that type of touch. For those of you in the undefeated wondering, where has Milrow improved? We didn't see that type of touch. That's a throw. That's an NFL throw, quite frankly. That's a throw that scouts, I understand it's spring game. I get it. They will have that one in their back pocket. They will, because that was a beautiful throw. The way he was here,
Mm.
navigated through a bit of pressure, and
Yeah,
then just boop,
man.
sensational throw.
Yeah, it was nice. And so on the first throw that he had to Jeremy Bernard, it looked like it was Malachi Moore who came up and hit him. And it looked like Malachi Moore was a little bit banged up on that play. And then the second one,
Yeah.
when you're talking about when he threw it right in the bucket, that was a big time throw by Milrow. Good placement. And then what I saw on that particular play too was Damani Jackson eventually making the play. Um,
Twice.
right? It was twice, yeah. And so look, I think, and we Jalen Milrow kind of previewed this before and said that Jeremy Bernard was turning heads. That's why I even posted in the community tab that Jeremy Bernard, like a picture of him, like they told us. I was interested to see how they use Kendrick Law. I think Kobe Prentice, I think he caught a couple of passes as well. I have the stats right here. Let me bring them up real quick just so they're fresh. Um, Cole Adams, man, people were talking about him. He had 3 receptions for
Lottie
46
Pippen.
yards, right? Yeah, Slotty Pippen. And then Kobe Prentice, he had two for 27. Caleb Odom, 2 for 11, and Jeremy Bernard, 3 for 122. Wild.
That guy's going to be different, Kyle.
Hell yeah.
Like, I've always said this. Coach Jay and I, we did a show Monday nights, and we would always talk about, hey, if you're not watching Washington, I understand
Yeah.
it's the Pack, but you're missing out. And this is from when Kalen DeBoer first got there to last season. Every Monday, if Jance was on, we were saying, if you're not watching Washington, I quite frankly don't know what you're doing. So
Yeah.
I was somewhat familiar with Bernard's game. And that's a cat that genuinely probably would have been pushing for 1,000 yards in any other offense in the nation. He just had 2 wide receivers in front of him push for it. I mean, go back and look at those Washington receiver stats. It's ridiculous. And he was a guy that they thought was set to be wide receiver 1 for them this year. They thought that, hey, yes, we might lose on a Dunze. Yes, we might lose Polk, but this guy's going to be wide receiver 1, and he's going to make plays. Well, luckily, we get that in Crimson.
What's up, Coach? Coach, I got your text, man. I'm gonna text you back. I got a bunch of texts yesterday. John Latham was vicious with his strike yesterday. You know, I saw him like every time there was like a bunch up, I was like looking who it was, and it was Latham was in there. Let's kind of transition real quick because I think we've been talking about the defense or the offense, and we're excited to see it. But the defense, I mean, like Jay Latham stands out. Justin Okoronkwo had 12 tackles or something like that. He was all over the place. Malachi Moore had some big hit sticks. Keon Sabb had a really big hit as well. Who was it? Bray Hubbard had a monster. Did you see that hit by Bray Hubbard too?
Coach Smook did a really good job posting that one.
Yeah, there was some physicality on the defensive side.
Yeah, so I have a few young players I'd like to highlight, or new players at least, right? And this is exciting. So on the defensive line, I've made it no secret that I think once Otis gets back healthy, once this defense fully adjusts, this defensive line, the interior of it is going to be nasty, right? I just absolutely think so. We have to once again remember that they were going up against an offensive line that was already banged up. Roberts isn't there. Parker Brailsford is dealing with, his situation.
Yep.
You
Yep.
don't want any more injuries. I mean, God forbid you can't have it. And so we knew it was going to be very base. That being
Mm.
said, Jeremiah Beeman looked good. Like he showed some flashes, and for a
Yeah.
young
Yeah.
guy, we need some young guys to look good. Edric Hill had a few moments where I was like, okay, we just need the consistency here. Now, that
Mm.
consistency comes. Edric Hill is going to be a really fun player to watch, but I loved seeing those two young guys look good. Caden Jones, he's flying around at linebacker. Kyle, our
Man.
linebacker room, I think, is a lot better than a lot of people thought because Caden Jones was making play and Justin Unkarunkwo. I kept tweeting about it. That kid is
Yeah.
going to be special.
Mm.
He has special ability. Another player I'd like to point out may not be a freshman,
Mm.
but Damani Jackson, to your point on that long pass of Jeremy Bernard, Damani Jackson was able to run him down. Jeremy Bernard's not slow, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. He's
Mm.
fast. He is going to burn SEC cornerbacks. But it wasn't just that. I believe it was Jam Miller, or it was either Jam Miller or Justice Haynes had a long run. And if not for Damani Jackson hawking him down, it would have been a touchdown. This guy ran a 10.25 100-meter dash in high school, and it
Mm.
shows. He's a physical corner. He also had a play where I believe it was Ty Simpson rolled out of the pocket. Great strike from Ty.
Yo.
I thought it was one of his more impressive throws because the pocket wasn't friendly to him. And he rolled out and threw a pass to Caleb Odom. Well, Caleb Odom caught it. It was a great throw by Ty, great catch by Caleb Odom. But Damani Jackson was all over Caleb Odom. I mean, there was no
Mm.
separation. There was no easy catch. That was a
Yeah.
really solid play. So, is there areas on the defense where you want us to continue to see improvement? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I think that it was really good to see someone who's so young because we knew James Smith. I see a lot of the undefeated saying James Smith, and you are very well placed in saying that. But we knew that. We knew he would step up and have a big year. The question was, who outside of him is able to
Mm.
step up in terms of these young guys? I really liked what I saw out of Beeman. Excited about him.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for the insight on that. Because I was curious just to kind of get your take on some of the defense. Because look, under you got a new defensive coordinator, you have a new offensive coordinator. There's a ton to go over. What were there any? But before I let you get to your segment, was there anything else that kind of made your ears perk up, or you kind of hit the rewind button when you're doing your rewatch, today or yesterday? Yesterday you were posted out, at a barbecue or something like that. Like, what else kind of made your ears perk up, or something that we might not hit on with you and I talking?
Yeah, you guys saw me outside yesterday, right? I was just sitting out there. I was like, no, I gotta hop in here. Coach Sean was solo, and I was pumped after that spring game. So I was like, no, I gotta go live from outside. They're outside, I'm outside. It all makes sense. Something else that just really pumped me up was, yes, the offensive line needs depth, but I can already see where I think this offensive line unit, I hope, is going to be better in terms of their tenacity.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that Formby looked like he's going to be developing. Really excited for Casey Poe. Keon Sabb, I thought, was able to make some plays. It's one of those things,
Yeah.
Kyle, that we've been saying. We have been preaching it over here on this channel. You've said it. I've said it. Coach Smook has said it. Coach Jay has said it. Coach Sean has said it. Talent is not the issue in the secondary. It's not. They've got the talent. It's the depth. That's what we're really looking for right now.
Yeah.
But I was really excited about the linebacker play. I thought Justin Arcaronquo, there was a play where I believe Richard Young, one of the running backs, was about to break to the outside. No, it was Kendrick Law. Matter of fact, it was
Yeah.
that jet
Yep.
sweep you
Yep.
talked about. And had it not been for Justin Arcaronquo, he would have scored. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Saban said last year whenever Arcaronquo committed, if he had played in America, he would have been a 5-star recruit.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
saw
that's
the
right.
instincts.
Man. Yeah, that's that's what a comment. Yeah, he had 11. I just looked at the stats. He had 11 tackles yesterday, and 5 of them were solos. Okay, we had one user ask for the running back stats real quick. I'll read them off one more time. Jam Miller, 8 attempts for 83 yards with 2 touchdowns, longest of 48 yards. Kendrick Law, actually, took a jet sweep, which counted as a run, 34 yards with 1 attempt. Richard Young, 7 attempts for 29 yards. We already talked about him. Those 29 yards, like 28 were like yards after contact with a touchdown. Justice Haynes, 3 attempts, 10 yards. I think he got a little bit banged up. Don't think it's serious. And then Jalen Milroe, 2 attempts for 8 yards. Ty Simpson, his longest was 30. Well, I'm reading that. Yeah, 34 yards. 34 yards was his longest. But he had 102 yards passing. Jalen Milroe, 100 yards passing. 3 of 9. Dylan Lonergan, 8 of 12, 67 yards. Austin Mack, 33 yards. Jeremy Bernard, 122 yards receiving. Cole Adams, 46 yards. And then leading tacklers, Justin Okoronkwo, 11. Jeremiah Alexander, 7. Red Morgan, 4. Ty, I'll let you get to your segment. Hey, fam, please support Ty like you guys would support me. And coming up at 10, you have Coach Sean and Coach Smook. And then tonight, you have Coach Smook on Sunday night. Rewind, and then tomorrow is Transfer Portal Monday and Overreaction Monday. So do your rewatch, get ready because it's going to be an action-packed week, and we got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Ty, do your thing, man.
Appreciate it as always, Kyle. Always great to get to have those moments to talk with you, talk about everything that's happening. I really always look forward to that. And ladies and gentlemen, we need to continue to show our support for Kyle because of what he has built here. This is not normal. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I am a content creator as well. I'm blessed to be here. I have my own channel, and Kyle brought me over here, and I love working with him. But I know a fraction of the grind. I do general college football content. And so to build something like he has built here with one fan base, it's special. This is really special, and that's why I am always so appreciative to be a part of this, but we need to continue our support for Kyle because the powers that be say that, oh, well, because you're a YouTuber. Well, ladies and gentlemen, ESPN is failing. All of these corporations are failing. Where are they having all of their shows? Oh, is it YouTube? Cool. So what are we doing? That right there, I'll go off on a whole tangent. We're not going to start that today. Ladies and gentlemen of the Undefeated, talk to me about what you saw because I was really excited. Yes, there are areas where growth needs to happen, but I had a lot of my questions answered. Now, Jeff is asking, okay, maybe Ty will answer my question after watching the game, which I didn't because I had to work. Who is, in your honest opinion, hits the portal? Jeff, my brother, you know I'm not going to give those names, right? I don't like doing that because it's kind of like a speculation thing. And this is I'll tell you the main reason why, Jeff, because this is a platform that actually has power, right? This is a platform that people watch. A lot of people watch. Our takes end up on Twitter amongst other various places. I can't tell you how many times I've gone on Twitter and seen someone word for word having Coach Smook's take or Coach Sean's take or Kyle's take or Jay's take or mine. And so what I don't want to do is spread any sort of speculation, right? Because it's not my place. It's not my place. I do believe we will have 3 enter the portal. I think that's a fair assessment, right? Between 3 to 5. And the reason I think that, Jeff, is because the transfer portal comes for all. The transfer portal giveth, the transfer portal taketh. It is a balancing act. And so while there is part of me that thinks, hey, we might not lose anybody, there's also another part of me that thinks, well, Ty, I think you're being idealistic, right? I think that you're being idealistic in that assessment. This is the transfer portal. It's far reaching and it touches everything. I have a joke for that, but I'm not going to say it, right? The diddler is out. P. Diddy. That's, wow. So Mimi says that makes sense. 100%. Moving on. We're in DeBoer era loving so far. 100%. The DeBoer era is awesome, man. Awesome. Bro, that German kid, number 41, Justin Ornkoronquo, David. Coach Sean and I did a show, and for those of you, Marquetta, I know you were there. Marquita, I know you were there. I apologize. Had a little. Ruben, I believe you were there. Adam, I know you were there. Kay, I believe you were there. We did a show whenever it was early signing day. I wasn't in studio. I was at Rudy's Barbecue. Shout out to Rudy's. And I kept telling Coach Sean, Coach, got this kid coming from Germany, and he is going to be a problem. His athleticism is ridiculous. He's standing 6'2", 220 pounds, and he's clocking consistent 4.5 40s. Consistent. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he went under that. I think he has like a 4.45 40. The kid has a different level of athleticism, and now he's putting it together. That kid has a really high upside. Let's talk about the running backs, right? Let's talk about the running backs, because I think if we're saying which rooms look the best, to the surprise of nobody, the running backs. Now, a few days ago, I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday, Kyle asked me who I thought would be A-Day MVP. I said Justice Haynes. Kyle said Jam Miller. Kyle was 100% right. It was Jam Miller. But both of our thinking was analogous in the terms of, hey, the running back room is so loaded. So it was almost a cop-out answer from my perspective, right? Because I was like, hey, we know that these running backs are going to do work. It's a new offensive system. So in a new offensive system, ladies and gentlemen, which position group is going to be able to flourish the earliest? Running backs. You add on to the fact that not only are the running backs typically going to flourish in a new offensive system the earliest, unless you're doing massive changes to your blocking scheme. And then even in that situation, I think that even if you're doing massive changes to your blocking scheme, the running backs are still going to be able to transition the easiest. On top of all of that, you had a situation where Gillespie stayed. So not only do I hold this mindset that the running backs are going to be able to transition the easiest, you also had the running back coach stay, a running back coach who, by the way, multiple teams tried to poach this offseason. Gillespie is one of the best in the nation. Multiple teams tried to poach him. Now, I need my help from everybody in the Undefeated. We have over 200 people in here, and I need y'all's help here. Does Alabama have the best running back room in the nation? Give me a Y for yes, N for no. And if you say no, let me know who. Now, Matt Farms, I saw you asked about the running back stats. I'll go through them right now. You had Jam Miller, 8 attempts, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kendrick Law on that jet sweep had 1 attempt, 34 yards. Richard Young, 7 attempts, 29 yards. Justice Haynes, 3 attempts, 10 yards. Jalen Milroe, 2 attempts, 8 yards. That doesn't account for some of Ty Simpson's rushing attempts, right? That's not accounted for there. But running backs got active. So we have a lot of Ys. Someone saying easy. Yes, yes. David talking about Justin Okoronkwo. I 100% agree. I think one, David, the duo Alabama's going to have is going to be vicious anyways. But Justin Okoronkwo, with a year of coaching under his belt, and remember, it's one thing to come in during the spring and you have all these coaches saying, hey, do the drill like this. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do the drill like this. But once you have a year under your belt, you suddenly look back and say, oh, I get why they asked me to do the drill like that. I get it now. I've seen some game action. I understand the application. That's when you can go to a whole new level. Justin Okoronkwo has a very bright future. He's going to be tough to keep off the field next year. Really excited about that. We have got a lot of Ys. I don't see any no's. And if you don't think so, that's perfectly fine. But listen, I can name you some running back rooms that I really like. I can do that. But they're too deep. I can name you several running back rooms that I can make a video on and be like, hey, these are 5 rooms you need to watch. But can I think of a running back room off the top of my head that is 4 deep before Kevin Riley gets here? No, I can't. Not like this. Poetic says OSU will be tough. Yeah, listen, I love Travion Henderson. He comes from, I believe, Hopewell, Virginia. Really talented kid. Super, super explosive. And then they get Quinshawn Judkins. But like I said, I love their top 2. But at Bama, ladies and gentlemen, I think that Bama's genuinely 4 deep. Brandon Wilkins with the 199. Thank you so much for the donation, Brandon. Thank you for the support. Thank you for your time on this beautiful Sunday morning of the gathering of the undefeated. He says Bama's going to surprise people. Milroe looked great. Hey, Brandon, I 100% agree with you. Let the outsiders be surprised, because I'm going to promise you this. Those of us in the undefeated, there will be no surprises this year whenever Bama hits the field and starts looking really good. We are going to sit back, get your coffee, get your whiskey, whatever your drink of choice is, and enjoy what we're watching, because we will have known this was coming. Thank you for that donation, Brandon. Couldn't agree more. Back too deep. Yeah. Listen, I and we have someone saying my cousin. Koala is saying my cousin's Quinshawn Judkins and still think Bama's got the best running back room. Yeah, I can name you a lot of running back rooms who I'm like, hey, they're too deep is nasty. Love it. Would I take it over Bama's too deep? No. But where Bama just starts clearing is it's like, oh, after Justice and Jam, you have Richard Young. Oh boy. So now you have, you have a true freshman who's 230 pounds, who runs like a 4.5 40, who is pretty elusive and is real hard to get down. Daniel Hill. Okay. So you were 4 deep. Oh, and a top 100 player, Kevin Riley, hasn't even made his way on campus yet. This running back room is different, ladies and gentlemen. Now, someone said about Cole Adams. Let's transition off of the running backs, because we could talk about this for hours. That running back room, very special. Love what we see there. And it's not one-dimensional. And the last thing I'll say about the running backs, I love, I'm going to star this comment, Rick, because we're going to talk about that as well. I love the fact that there is 4 guys. And when Kevin Riley comes in, I mean, he's going to be making everybody, better. No doubt about it. Kevin Riley might redshirt, Matt. And the only reason why I'm not saying Daniel Hill is Coach Sean and I talked about this on Friday. Daniel Hill is one of those guys that we always talk about, the Coach Saban quote. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Coach quote. Maybe just to me. But Piano Man with the 199. Thank you very much for the 199 donation, Piano Man. And once again, thank you for your time. And this isn't just relegated to Piano Man. This is for everybody and the undefeated. What you do, your presence here allows us to take this show to another level. Your interaction allows us to take this show to another level. And dare I say, that's the separating factor. Luke Phillips with the big $75 spot saying, good morning, Roll Tide, Roll Tide. Love Cole Adams, Richard Young, and Bray Hubbard. Hope that kid plays. Hey, Bray has been looking good in practices, and he looked good yesterday. I'm very excited about Bray Hubbard. Couldn't agree with you more about Cole Adams. Luke, we're about to break down that wide receiver room. And Richard Young, you guys know how high I've been on Richard Young. He's just dealing with a situation where he has got the most talented running back room in the nation that he is a part of. But he's going to be able to get his. And where I was going with this is, we know that one of the unfortunate truths about the NFL is that they are going to undervalue running backs. They try to do it every single year. Every single year. They will undervalue the running back position. Well, do you want to know how you can get more value? Be a part of a room that allows you not to enter the NFL with 3 billion carries on your legs. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what Alabama has. Not only is that going to make Alabama very hard to defend, because while all the running backs are great, there are little intricacies that create stylistic differences between them. And that's exciting. I talk about that all the time with the wide receivers, and we'll get into that conversation. So you have stylistic differences between all of the running backs, but then they all share enough similarities that allows your scheme to be fluid. You don't have to change anything. You can just fluidly switch between all of these running backs, right? You can just continue to fluidly switch between all of them. And if you're a defense, think about this from a defensive perspective. Typically, if you might have a back that you know through film study, that's their bruiser. They're running to the inside. They're either going to play action this or this is an inside run. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Bama's running backs, they're so fluid in what you do, everything is still on the menu. If you get Daniel Hill in there, traditionally you'd think, 230-pound guy, this is going to be an inside run. No, he might have a wheel route. Like that right there makes it so difficult for a defensive coordinator because at no point can you start minimizing what the offense could do. You're looking at the formations and you're saying they're still as wide open with Jam Miller as they are with Daniel Hill. That's what I mean when I say there are stylistic differences between the running backs, but they share enough of the same traits that for an offensive perspective, you can make defenses be in a blender because you don't know what's coming. You cannot whittle down the offensive possibilities based on a personnel. That's awesome. And for someone like Caleb DeBoer, who's so brilliant in his play calling, someone said this earlier, and I believe, let me see if I can find it. I believe it was Ricky. He said, if this is us being vanilla, yes, Ricky, if yesterday was vanilla, Lord help people during the season. Yeah. That was vanilla Kalen DeBoer, ladies and gentlemen. During this summer, we might have to break out the all 22 and we might have to do some film watches. I think that'd be fun. Maybe once a week, do a game, have all the coaches in here, myself, Kyle, if he's available, and we just sit back and watch some all 22 of Washington's offense. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And we can see just how beautiful this scheme is. You guys know me. I love a creative offensive scheme because it's foundational. You'll have plays that you might be sitting there and you're like, well, what was that for? Well, that play wasn't for now. That play was for 3 drives from now, 3 plays from now. We're building the foundation. We're making the defense create incorrect assumptions, and then we are going to take advantage of those assumptions. That's what Kalen DeBoer does, and I absolutely love it. Now, moving to the wide receivers, someone said that Cole Adams looked very good. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. I think that the wide receivers are really talented. And it's coming from so many different areas, and that's where it's really impressive to see. You have Emmanuel Henderson, who showed flashes of when he gets the ball in his hands. Watch out, watch out. He's a player. Cole Adams is often, I think, forgot about, and it's in my opinion, it has to do with the fact that he was injured his senior year of high school, and so when we look at Cole Adams, freshman through junior year, he was lighting it on fire. Brandon Wilkins with the 499 spot saying Milroe's going to be a beast. He was in rhythm and on time, threw some dots. Running backs are top notch. Offensive line looked great. Going to be a great season. And I'm very excited to see how the offensive line continues to progress, Brandon. This was an offensive line that there were a lot of young guys, right? Someone asked earlier or yesterday about Austin Mack. And they were like, oh, well, why did he look so shaky? And I was like, one, he's 17. He should be a true freshman this year. And even having said that, we have to remember as a freshman in high school, they tried to move him to tight end. He switched high schools his freshman year because the high school he was at tried to make him play tight end. So this is a guy who's still very much well in his developmental phase, right? And everybody will admit as much. Austin Mack is still developing. But in a defensive Austin Mack, by the time they got to Austin Mack, there were walk-ons who are the offensive linemen going up against or defensive linemen that might still be in the rotation, right? So the offensive line he was rolling with was so supremely outmatched by the defensive line because our defensive line depth is so much deeper than the offensive line depth. So it's one of those, right, where that's how it is. Goofball, some idiot told me Bama wasn't playing vanilla because we went for it on 4th and 1. Hey, let them think that. Let them think that that's all that Kalen DeBoer has. Please. I pray to God that their defensive coordinator walks into that game with that assumption as well. Please. Nothing would make me happier. Absolutely nothing would make me happier. But talking about this wide receiver room, I've always been of the mindset that Cole Adams would have been much more highly regarded by Alabama fans, and not necessarily by Alabama fans, because I think that those of you in the undefeated, we talk about Cole Adams, right? We do. But I think the average college football fan, he got hurt his second game into his senior year, maybe his first game into his senior year. Coach Smook, if you have the correct game on that, feel free to correct me. I can't remember whether it was first or second. But even after that injury, he still finished out just outside the top 300 players in the nation, coming in at 301. This kid would have been a top 150 player had he played his senior year. He'd logged multiple sub 10-7 100-meter dashes. Cole Adams has got ability. He has got a lot of ability. And the thing that makes me so excited is, yes, you have Cole Adams, you have Emmanuel Henderson, you have Jaron Hamilton, right? Yeah, he had the drop yesterday, but he's been making plays, no doubt about it. You have Kendrick Law, who is going to be a thorn in the side of defenses, mark my words. His versatility in this offense is much better suited to a Kendrick Law than was the Tommy Rees offense. And those of you that watch in the Undefeated consistently, you know, I don't hold a lot of the anger towards Tommy Rees that a lot of people do, because he was really young. He'd never worked with a quarterback like Jalen Milroe. And to top it all off, while still learning how to be an offensive coordinator, he then had to switch offenses. He didn't bring his offense. He had to learn this offense. So I thought it was a situation where year one, there was no chance that he was going to be like one of the best coordinators in America. I just didn't see it. But having said that, this offense is on a whole different level. And this offense is much better suited to Kendrick Law's skill set. Plus, you have a Kobe Prentice. You have a Caleb Odom. Ladies and gentlemen, Jalen Hale is injured. And that's a guy that, if not for the injury, we would be having a totally different conversation about this wide receiver room, a wide receiver room we're already praising. But if Jalen Hale was there, opposite Jeremy Bernard, defenses would be in a blender. How do you stop that on the outside? Plus the tight ends you have between an Oots, between a Dippre, between a Danny Lewis, plus the running back room, plus Jalen Milroe's athleticism. Is he going to throw an 82-yard moonshot, or is he going to take off running? We just don't know. Austin French with the 499 saying, I think when Proctor gets here, they will start left tackle and Pritchard will start right tackle and Parker will start at center. You know, I was very, very impressed with Brockermeyer. Really love what he's doing. Really love what he's doing. Brandon Wilkins with the 199 saying, Bernard, Law, Hollywood, Prentice, and Odom. 100%. 100%. But I completely agree with both of you. Brandon, I love the guys you talk about. Austin, I completely agree with you. Pritchett is going to have to earn the job back. Nothing is given. Everything is earned. But he does look slimmer. He looks like he's dropped 15 to 20 pounds. And listen, Coach Smook and I said this after the Texas game, that it was time for the offensive line to slim down. And that wasn't going to happen during the season. But we kept hearing, hey, the offensive line is bigger than your average NFL offensive line. Well, there's a reason why the NFL isn't trotting out offensive lines that big, especially when your left tackle is only 18 years old and you have him playing at a weight that's not conducive for success for someone who's never played SEC ball, who's never played college football, and he's 18. Why? He's already going to learn in the fire. Why are we making it more difficult for the young man? This new offensive line, listen, I'm not saying it was perfect yesterday, but what I am saying is I saw things that make me much more confident in this offensive line's ability. Much more confident in this offensive line's ability. I feel much better about where we stand, especially knowing that Jaden Roberts, who I have said this consistently, Alabama will have a top 1, 2, or 3, take your pick, guard tandem in the nation. I think it'll be number 1. There's some great offensive line coaches out there, though. But I believe Alabama will be number 1 in terms of Booker and Roberts. Goodness gracious. So if you get that tackle situation figured out, and this new offensive line coach, I love it. I love it. Brandon Wilkins with the 499 spot saying Proctor looked great against UGA last year. If we get that guy all season, G's with Roberts, Booker, and Pritchett. You know, Coach Smook and I went on a whole soliloquy. And goodness, this probably was after the UGA game. It probably was. Maybe a little bit before that. You know what? I think it was against Tennessee, as a matter of fact, Brandon. And Coach Smook and I were sitting there and we were perplexed. Now, the reason why I say that, because with Proctor last year, if anybody has time, go back and start rewatching games. And as the season goes on, Proctor was being beat by speed rushes, which tells me he's playing at a weight way too high. Shocker. But as the season went on, Proctor was starting to pick up the difficult stuff. Like the stuff that you would expect a sophomore, junior offensive lineman to really start getting in. He started picking it up around the Tennessee game where Tennessee knew, hey, 74, very young guy, we're going to go at him. Well, they tried to run some stunts at Proctor, and he picked up the stunts. No issue. No issue whatsoever. Coach Smook and I got on camera together, and we were like, hey, there's something here. He's picking up the difficult stuff and making that look easy, but it's some of the easier stuff that's getting the best of him. Well, I think now it's very safe to say they were playing way too heavy. That's the nature of the beast, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, one thing I want to get to. Morning, John. Happy you're in here. Adam says Booker went to my high school. That's wild. That's wild. I saw a terrible pass. I think that's also, as you know, one of those things where the offensive line is still patchwork and the defensive line is deep. You know what I mean? I think that will continue to get better. I saw enough to where I was like, okay, I see it. I did see something someone said when we were talking about wide receivers. The Hale injury is why they would go into the transfer portal for a wide receiver. This is my only counter to that. And I'm very sorry I couldn't find the comment. So if you are the one who commented that, please be sure to hop down into the comments. My only counter to that, Ryan Williams, Rico Scott, and Amari Jefferson aren't on campus yet. Like, this wide receiver room isn't even complete yet. You still have a guy that if he wouldn't have reclassified, had he remained in the class of 2025, he would have been the number one player in the nation. So the Hale injury sucks because I think with Jalen Hale there, you're looking at a very talented wide receiver room that would just be on another level. No doubt about it. But you still have Ryan Williams. You still have Caleb Odom. You still have Amari Jefferson. You still have Rico Scott. Troops are still coming in, ladies and gentlemen, and that's very exciting. Now, Sweet Home Bama 24 says, Ty, what was the stats of the wide receivers? I got you, my man. No doubt about it. So, for receiving, Jeremy Bernard, 3 receptions, 122 yards. Cole Adams, 3 receptions, 46 yards. E-Man, Emmanuel Henderson, 3 receptions, 21 yards. Kobe Prentice, 2 receptions, 27 yards. Caleb Odom, 2 receptions, 11 yards. Total, 24 receptions, 302 yards, long of 52. Light work. Light work. So, Bryson, I was operating under the assumption that it opened Monday, but it opens on the 16th. So, technically Monday at midnight. I thought it was the 15th, but I went and found on the NCAA's website where it's the 16th through the 30th. I was wrong. I thought it was the 15th, but per the NCAA's website, it's the 16th through the 30th. Yeah, Adam, you're talking about the one to Jaron Hamilton. Beautiful throw. Joe Willie says, why wasn't Ryan Williams there? He should be in addition to that wide receiver room because he reclassified Joe Willie. And so he still has to finish up some things. But it would have been insane for him to reclassify, skip an entire year of high school football, and still have enough work done to skip a year and a half. You get what I mean? Like, that's almost half of your high school career that he would have skipped. So the reason Ryan Williams wasn't there, he didn't early enroll, is because he was supposed to be in the class of 2025, moved to the class of 2024. So that's, he'll be here in May. He'll be here in May. But it's just one of those where, I don't know what you would have to do that. That'd have been insane. Batman saying Q Rob didn't look great. Listen, there were moments, don't get me wrong, but that was across the board, right? Q Rob's pass rush ability, I think, was there. And he's still going to be developing. That room is still going to be pushing. So excited to see what ends up happening there. The drop passes was the only thing that I saw that were concerning, says Goofball. Yeah, some of those drops were unfortunate, but I have no doubt Shepard will get that right. Shepard will get that right. Marquita says the same thing. Yeah, listen, I think Shepard will get that right. It was a solid throw, Adam. Just super unfortunate. Adam saying people said Milrow looked frustrated. Listen, I'm a little bit different than I think most people. I'm a little bit different than most people. When I see a wide receiver that makes a big play and then they start chirping, I like it. I like it. I like it being a little bit chippy. I like that. I like that fire, right? I do. I'm one of those. But so too do I kind of like it when Jalen Milrow is, doing his thing and he's having some drops and he's frustrated with himself. I like that. Should he have been? No, I don't believe so, but I like that he was. Why? Because that shows that not only is he an uncommon athlete, not only is he an uncommon human being, he has an uncommon drive, an uncommon fire. What more could you want? No, seriously. Seriously. What more could you want? For someone to have that upside, the arm talent that he has, the ability to run that he has, but still be that motivated. What more could you want? It's part of the reason why I'm so confident in him improving, because he is an uncommon athlete that is an uncommon human being that has an uncommon drive. You get the theme? He's an uncommon person. And that's exciting. And that's exciting. Very excited to see what he continues to do building. And that goes for all the quarterbacks. Listen, that goes for all the quarterbacks. Ty Simpson had some great throws. I thought that throw that he had to Caleb Odom, though at first glance, it might look like a simple throw and catch. It was anything but. It was anything but. The way he eluded pressure, got the ball to Caleb Odom, kept his eyes downfield, was confident in the strike. Great pass. Great catch by Caleb Odom, and Damani Jackson was all over him. We had some questions I want to get to. There were seemingly a lot of bad snaps too, Ty. What do you think? So the bad snaps, that's got to get situated. But I think that the bad snaps came more from the centers that were working behind Brockermeyer. Right? I think it was more of the centers working behind Brockermeyer. And like I said, I almost snapped into like a Winter Soldier episode where I forgot where I was and just started twitching. I mean, it almost got bad, right? But I agree. I do agree. That to me was the most alarming, right? That's the one that I was just like, come on. That needs to be better. Old Rock Guy says exactly right, Ty. And Coach D's remarks after the game, he said all the quarterbacks put the ball where it needed to be and the receivers didn't make some of the catches. 100%. 100%. I'm very confident in this quarterback room. Brandon Wilkins says, do you think Ty Simpson stays? I do. Because I think if you were going to transfer, you would have done so in the spring. Or I'm sorry, in the winter period. Or even when Saban retired, when you got the extended 30-day window. And the reason is because you want to, if Ty Simpson transfers, more than likely, he's entering into another quarterback battle. Because he's going to get there during fall camp and be battling. Whereas if he was to transfer, the most logical thing to do would have been to transfer earlier in the winter period or during the 30-day window. That way you would have had a full spring to start learning the system that you're going into. Now, if he transfers in that fall camp, not only does he have to learn the system, now he has to compete with a quarterback that probably already knows the system. You see what I mean? It's an uphill battle. It's part of the reason why I've always been one of those guys that's like, hey, the Quinn Ewers situation when he first got to Ohio State, I know a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, he couldn't start at Ohio State. He wasn't even quarterback 2." Well, it didn't make sense from a logical perspective for Ryan Day to elevate Quinn to quarterback 2. Quinn Ewers got there in August. So if you're Ryan Day, why am I going to take a kid that should be a senior in high school, as talented as you may be, and say, I'm going to put you at quarterback 2, even though you don't know our system, you don't know our terminology, you don't know our scheme, you've never played, you didn't play in the spring game, you didn't play in the scrimmages. All the other quarterbacks have. They know our scheme, they know our system. So it made complete sense whenever Quinn transferred and wasn't quarterback 2. Well, that's kind of the same. I don't think Ty Simpson's going anywhere. I think he's a competitor through and through. Brandon says, agreed. He's just curious. Roll Tide. Thank you for the 199, Brandon. 100%. Any questions y'all have? Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. was impressive. That interception he had was really nice, because I'm going to be 100% honest with you. On the initial break of the route, whenever the tight end went in, he had him beat. But Kirkpatrick, one, showed composure. That's what Coach Sean and I were talking about yesterday. That's kind of what we were hinting at in terms of be a goldfish. The position that needs to be a goldfish is that defensive back position, where something bad might happen, but you got to just move on to the next play. So on the initial break, the tight end was able to get some separation, and especially in that end zone. But Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. had composure. And on top of that, his recovery was unbelievable. I mean, his recovery on that was far exceeding a freshman. That was a heck of a play. This is exactly what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. The question isn't talent in the secondary. That's not the question. Not in the slightest. Red Morgan, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., Jalen Mbakwe, Zay Mincy, Zabian Brown, Peyton Woodward. Talent's not the issue. It's just depth. Let's hit some more comments in here before Coach Smook joins me. And if Coach Smook, if you want to hop in here at any time, my man, you are always welcome to hop in here. Let's have some fun. How much offense we showed? Or you? No, Brian. That was very vanilla. What we showed yesterday was very vanilla. Brian asks, how much more was there? Oh, Brian, he didn't even get off page number 1. You ever started reading a book? Oh, hold on there. What are we doing? An R&B album today? Oh no, it's all sensual. What is?
Man, my voice is.
Wait, we need your R&B name. What's your R&B name?
Suave Smook.
Suave Smook. You're a fool.
My voice is gone, bro. Like gone. I woke up
Suave
this morning.
Smook in the building.
My mom called me this morning and was trying to talk. Man, it wasn't working. It wasn't working, so I had to go and get some tea to try to get to this point. And I'm trying to get I'm back on the PC. Can y'all see me good?
Yeah, bro, you're coming through loud, clear. Well, not loud, but clear.
Okay, good.
Coming through very clear.
I'm back on the
Coach
PC.
Smooth.
Man. Yeah, Coach Smooth in the building. Coach Horse. I'm a horse. Voice is gone. But nah, man, I'm listening to you talk in the background, man. I'm like, yo, I'm just overall with everything that happened yesterday, all the quarterbacks, all the running backs, other than, some offensive line things that I saw schematically where you seen a lot of the younger guys struggling, but defense, I was impressed. This offense is going to do that to a lot of defenses. I just want y'all to know that it's not just chill out, Chance. It's not just this spring game that it's going to look like that. It's going to be like that a lot for a lot of defenses this year until probably like the 7th or 8th game of the year when people have a good large bunch of film on us, and then you'll start to see us the ability to adjust in game. So I was satisfied, man. But yeah, keep going, man. I'm gonna just feed off you, bro.
Yeah, so we were talking about still that suave Smook. That still got me. I'm telling you, you need to put out that R&B album. We'll figure it out. Don't you worry about that.
Chill,
We'll
chill,
figure it
chill.
out. Someone said, "What's your take on Justin Jefferson?" So yeah, Sweet Home Bama. I think all of the linebackers. I knew that the linebackers were going to be good. I think Deontay Lawson, Jahad Campbell is going to be a top 5 linebacker duo in all of college football. I haven't shied away from that fact. And whenever these publications put out their preseason lists, be sure to tag me. Be sure to tag Coach Smook. Be sure to tag Bama Football on YouTube, Coach Sean, Coach Jay, whenever that comes true. You heard it here first. And not just from me. Coach Smook has said it. Coach Jay has said it. Coach Sean has said it. Kyle has said it. You heard it here first. But what I saw in the background of that linebacker room, Coach Smook, quite frankly, I knew we had it. But to see Jeremiah Alexander look great, Sterling Dixon made some plays, Caden Jones, a true freshman, and the guy that showed to me, Smook, that just flashed off the screen, Justin Onkarunquo.
Yes.
Kid is going to be a problem.
Deontay Lawson was very high
Goes
on him.
without saying, yeah.
Yes, yesterday. But he had been high on him even during spring practice when we had media availability with the defensive players. So I was surprised to see that level because he ended up mixing in with the ones and the twos. That was good to see. We didn't get to see Jahad Campbell yesterday, which is cool. We didn't get to see him in full.
Dare I say that's better. Only because we know Jahad Campbell is a monster, so now we get to develop some of these younger guys in these roles.
Correct.
Would you say that's fair?
Correct. That's 100%. That's why I was surprised to even see Jaden Roberts go out there and scrimmage. It was. I wanted to see a bunch of the young guys. I saw somebody talking about Lonigan sticking around. Hey, from what I was hearing yesterday, and I got to speak with Austin Mack's parents yesterday and the day before that. I had hung out with them. These quarterbacks are here to stay. There's a good competitive balance in that room, but there's also guys that have their own goals and what they want to achieve here at Alabama. And Dylan Lonigan is one of those guys who was committed before the hype, before people started even recognizing his talent. And he's a baseball kid. He comes from a baseball background. Those kids usually just have a different mindset, man, especially on the football field. And he's displaying that at a high level. I love what he's doing. And I'm glad he's able to, display. He had an opportunity to display what his value is to this team because you don't know what can happen. You don't know what can happen between now and the fall. You don't know what can happen on the first snap of the season. Like, we've seen it. And I was happy to see Dylan do what he did. I was kind of disappointed about Austin Mack's performance. Smook for sure booking a Lincoln commercial. Chill out, man.
So the only thing I would tell you about Mack, Coach, is that some of his throws, he was dealing with offensive linemen that, like, Coach Sean said, to be 100% respectful, some of those guys won't travel, right? They were walk-ons.
Yeah.
And he was going up against defensive linemen that will be in the rotation, like a Jeremiah Beeman. So I do agree with you, though. I do 100% agree with you, though. Let me switch this out.
Sorry, you got background noise.
And he was going up against defense. All right.
What up, boy?
Now I'm at the bottom.
What's up with you, bro? What's going on?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Look, hey, trying to recover from yesterday.
Hey, that's Coach Smooth up there. He's about to release his R&B album.
Yeah.
So we have John M saying the only channel that's important. John, hard to argue with you. However, what I would say, Coach Smook, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
Coach Smook.
No, that's another one that's important. And then you can find me at Around the Table Sports. So
Right.
yes, this is the but you know what I'm saying? There's something under the umbrella here.
Yeah.
They're
It's
important
umbrella.
too. Be sure to go subscribe to Coach Smook's channel. And if you're already not a part of the family over at Around the Table Sports, I'd certainly love to have you. But yes, this is where the magic happens. Zachary said, Coach Smook, what's up? It was good to meet y'all yesterday. The offense and defense looked good. Yeah, 100%. Coach Sean.
What's
Happy
up,
to
Ty?
see
How you
again,
doing,
my
bro?
man.
All good, brother. How you feeling, man? How you doing?
I'm good. See, I have a bit more of a full, robust voice, which maybe that's a bad thing for the people, right? I've always said I have the face for radio and the voice for silent movies. So maybe me having the full voice isn't what the people want, but
It's
good to
what they
see you
need,
and
though.
Coach Smook.
Is what they
Good to see
need
you and
right
Coach
now
Smook.
because we struggling out here in these streets, man. It wasn't rough yesterday, but it was a day, man. It was definitely a day. I think just the interaction with the fans was overwhelming. I think
Yeah, it was cool.
that was overwhelming, not in a bad way. It was, man, Ty, I don't know if you big time and everything, but I don't know if you've ever experienced like not just the undefeated, man. It was people that we don't know that were literally walking up to us and like, man, I watch your segment all the time. I love y'all show. Man, is that Coach Sean over there? Oh man, can I please get a picture with you? I got to go get a picture with him before he leaves. Like it was crazy to be like seen, man. It was, oh man, it was crazy. It was overwhelming, and I appreciate everybody that showed up and showed out for the team, but also showed up and showed out for this network and the people on it. You know, is Ty here? I was like, nah, Ty's
Yeah.
in Texas, man. You remember that, Sean?
Yeah, I must have been asked that about him, Jay, Merrill. I must have been asked that 1,000 times, bro.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Like, and then you remember the group? It was like 6 or 7 dudes, man. It was like, man, where's Ty, man? We need a picture with all you guys. Like, where's Ty?
Here, yeah,
it was crazy, man. So
it was.
Thank y'all for everybody that was there. And
I'll tell you what we'll have to do, guys. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Smook.
You good?
We'll have to plan a game that we all go to, right?
Yeah.
We'll start texting about it, but we'll have to plan a game that we all go to. We'll have it known way in advance. That way people can try and plan, go see it. But I hated missing it. But I loved seeing the support y'all got because you guys do unbelievable work, and I'm just blessed to be a small part of what we have going on over here.
It's a team, man. It's a team effort, and it was on display at 100,000% yesterday. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. Smook, I saw y'all, and I really didn't think you were that tall. Man, why everybody keep... So, Sean, you know what the narrative was yesterday, right?
What's that?
Everybody thought you was the taller one.
Bro, I'm only 5'9". I'm 5'9". I'm not short like that. Smook just tall as hell. Trust me.
Yeah.
Right, man. Right.
Me and Kyle about the same height, bro. Smook just tall as hell, bro. Receiver.
I'm just 5'11",
basketball.
so it's,
See, at least Ty kind of even it out then because he kind of in between, able to level it out. So
shout out to Mr. Hines and Miss Hines, man. Smook Daddy look like he'll give your ass the business today. Not yesterday, today. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I told him, I said, bro, you know what I mean? Shout out to Mr. Hines, man. Shout out to Miss Hines too, man. Beautiful, beautiful people, man. Good people. Remind me so much. It almost made me emotional because they remind me so much of my Smook's mom. Remind me so much of my grandmother, man. Just real down to earth, friendly.
Yo, fam, quick update. Did you guys see it? Tony Mitchell transfer portal.
Yep, just saw it. Just got it.
All right, cool. Okay. Just wanted to. I'm going to a family's baptism, so you guys got it covered. So. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest, but I don't know. I'm gonna be listening. Tony Mitchell portal.
Man, I got so excited when Kyle came in here. I was like, "Oh, are we about to 4-screen this? This is awesome!" And then
if I could say this, Ty,
I saw it.
I was prepared for us to lose some people, especially I was prepared for us to lose some people. But the flip side of that is the people that we lose, it'll be some people coming as well. Just be patient.
That's the reason that we're losing them.
Yeah.
That's the very reason we're losing. We're not losing people because they were detrimental to what we're doing. We're losing people that haven't been able to pick it up. And this was a hard thing to do in this short time. You think about the window that you had to get used to this staff, to get used to the scheme, to show that what your value is, what you can contribute. And it's going to be a hard decision for some people if they don't feel like that. I think, honestly, I won't put names on it, but I think we're about to lose a wide receiver too. I really do. And you saw it yesterday. I kind of briefly spoke on it. It was a play. You could have solidified your position in that rotation by making that one play. The one play where we, in a game, that catch is a first down. But you drop a wide open pass like that, and then the energy that you brought with it, not jogging back to the huddle, walking off the field like that. Those type of things are frowned upon by Coach Shepard, but also by the head coach, Coach Kalen DeBoer. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like people getting down on themselves, especially when you got a reinforcing staff, like a coaching staff that reinforces their players. So it's no surprise to see Tony Mitchell. I think 5 true freshmen were seeing more reps than he was in the secondary.
That's it, Coach.
You know what that's going. You know what that's going to do, Ty and Smook. That's going to ensure that we are going to hit the transfer portal for a DB. I believe that now.
Hey, I told y'all it's a certain cornerback in the upper states, in the middle of the map area, in the middle of the country area. If the state is shaped like a glove, and they got a X-Man for a mascot, and there's a certain cornerback on that team. I'm just waiting for him to make the announcement. That's all I'm saying.
I know one from Georgia too. One from Georgia.
Did you see that yesterday?
Yeah. I facts, man.
Yeah.
And this cat can play. He can play. They don't, yeah.
What happened yesterday for Georgia? I was out of the loop if it wasn't Bama.
Hold on. I'm about to try to see if I can find the article. Not an article, but it was a tweet.
And if I may, I'd like to speak very briefly on the Tony Mitchell situation. I think both Coach Sean. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I was saying let's do that because, it's crazy. People tripping about it.
Yeah, well, I think both of you eloquated it beautifully. Oh, now the voice is coming from me. Jeez.
Uh-oh.
So the only thing I would add on to that, and it's not much because, like Coach Sean says, I think that we all knew we were going to go get more in the portal. But Coach Smook has been saying, and I want to quote Coach Smook here for a while, because he's been saying some guys in the system are really solid players, but they didn't get it in the previous system, and they're not getting it in this system. And at that point, it might be mutually exclusive.
That's indicative to continue to allow players to develop. This is why I say the transfer portal this is what it should be used for. You got a guy, Tony Mitchell, going into his third year.
100%.
Right? No, is this Tony Mitchell? He's going to his third year, right?
I think
he's a sophomore. He's a red shirt freshman, so pretty much sophomore.
Red shirt freshman meaning he didn't he redshirt his first year. He was available to play this year, right? And I gotta go look at the roster. But like you said, Tito, that whole not being able to get in a certain scheme that fits your skill set, like this new scheme fits his skill set for what he brings to the table. And if you couldn't get in at Husky Rover, like I thought, then it was going to be tough for you to get at free. I see they got Malachi playing a lot of that free position. Him and Keon Sapp, like I told y'all, that rotation there, the ability to be flexible in that range with those two guys. I'm gonna
ask you about that too later on. I'm gonna ask y'all about that too after we get done.
Yeah, but Tony Mitchell, that kid, I really was hoping, but Red Morgan, Xavier Brown, Peyton Woodard, Drake Kirkpatrick kind of just came in and got it, man. And it helped. They got it because they're freshmen. They don't know anything else. Tony had to break some habits from previous coaching, previous mentality or communication and terminology. And I feel like he just wasn't necessarily getting it. And y'all remember, y'all kept asking about Tony Mitchell during spring ball, and there was never really anything to ever report.
So I do want to say this because I just looked it up, and Dadrian's 100% right.
Yeah,
Matt
just seen
Zenit
it.
has the thing, and he's saying, he's expected to transfer. Tony Mitchell just commented under the
Oh, and it's deleted.
Tweet.
Yep.
And he said
It's
cap.
deleted. It's deleted. Matt Zen he just deleted it. Let me pull it up. I can't find it no more.
There it is. I got you right here.
I'm trying to find it again because that's why do these people do that? Like if you miss, you just miss. I promise you can't go back. I bet y'all can still go back and find my Ryan Grubb tweet when I said y'all still asking about Ryan Grubb and then he announced that he was staying and then left the next day. It's still up there.
The difference, Coach, is we all of our takes are immortalized because we do this on live all the time. You know what I mean? Right. So it's just like it's too much work if we get it wrong to go back and scrub like what we said. So it's all deleted, Demetrius, right now. But hey,
oh my God,
your boy has it right here, and let me see if I can't get this to focus. So we got the tweet originally from Zenit.
Nick Kelly. The cap. Nick Kelly is right here. Nick Kelly still has it up. He's a Bama beat writer with the Tuscaloosa News. He has it still up on his page, and now it's showing an error. Like I just clicked on it again, it's showing an error. So yeah. Look,
so
then
people are
that's
saying
analytics.
Crap. So yeah, they're saying that Matt Zenitz, to quote, says Alabama second-year safety Tony Mitchell is expected to enter the transfer portal. Sources tell 24/7 Sports was a class of 2023 top 130 overall recruit. Tony Mitchell comments under that and says cap, meaning like that's a lie. It's now deleted, and pretty much everywhere out there is deleting their posts. But I got you right here live in 4K.
Good for Tony, man.
I will say this. Antonio Kite did the same thing though.
Good point, Coach. Good point.
I hope it's capped, man. I hope Tony stays, bro.
He needs
to stay,
Tony,
bro.
Man. He needs to stay. He's one of them guys, and this is what I said about him earlier, y'all. But I said he's one of those guys where once he gets on the field, he only needs one season to really show his value. And I mean, there's so many players that we have on this roster like that. I said the same thing about Ty Simpson. I said the same thing about Jamari Lathan. You know, him stepping into his role this year. You know, he didn't get a lot of heavy snaps last year, but now he's going to be a key guy this year. And that's all he needs, that 1 year. He's been on campus for 4 years now, you know, and just now budding. So I hope he stays. If he doesn't, I understand why. Understand why not, you know, so.
Do you guys remember Eddie Jackson? Eddie Jackson was a corner when he came to Alabama, and Sammy Coates. Sammy Coates was utterly terrible. He was fast, but he was utterly terrible. He couldn't do number run. Sammy Coates lit him up for like 8 receptions and 200 yards against Auburn, right? After that game, Eddie gave up like 3 touchdowns. After that game, they put him on the hash. He was a very, very late bloomer, right? Yep. Always good at kickoff return, always good at punt return, right? They put him on the hash, you know what I mean, back there at the safety, and the boy went off. He had all SEC seasons after that. So, Tony, sometimes it don't come quick, bro. Sometimes, man, you got to just duck your head, take the L. This kid might be better right now. Don't mean nothing when the fall camp get here, Tony. Don't mean nothing when the fall camp get here. You stay here, man, and you fight, bro. You from the state. Don't you go transferring, man, running and all of that, man. You better than that, man. You came from Thompsonville. They don't produce punks down there. Right?
Hey, and I just talked to Thompson head coach last week, bro, and he was speaking so highly of Tony. But
it's going to be good.
He said the same thing that I've been saying, man. You got to get in that playbook, Tony. You have to get in that playbook. You have to be, it has to turn over at some point. And like I said, you stick around long enough, it'll happen.
And don't forget this. If we talk about loyalty, which I know that word is kind of out the window nowadays, Bama stuck with you, bro. Yeah. After you made the mistakes and everybody plastered your face 100%. All over it, Bama, Coach Saban stood up and fought for you and like, listen, kids make mistakes. We all done it. They're young. You don't throw them away, right? Don't forget that, bro. You repay that favor. You fight, man. And I promise you, you'll get on that field and all your dreams will come true. It's not going to be better just because you go somewhere else. Go ask Roy Dale right now.
Hell, ask Caden. He back. Brandon Wilkins with the 199 super chat says, give me Will Johnson and the UGA kid. I can't pull up that roster. I was trying to pull up the kid's stats, his little stat thing.
The kid I was talking about didn't go to UGA. He's just from Georgia.
Yeah, he's down there in the state. He was we had him leaning towards Georgia as far as hold on. Here we go.
Well, and also
Clemson.
Coach, I think Coach Smook, you were talking about the kid earlier. that you were saying if he hits the portal, the kid that I am so
Will
darn
Johnson.
high on. Not
Will
Will
Johnson.
Johnson.
Oh,
I'm talking Ricardo Hallman, 7 interceptions, third team all American. And that's after he was behind the likes. Because remember how talented the cornerbacks were this year. You had Will Johnson, Jabbar Muhammad, Tony Mitchell, Kool-Aid McKinstry, just to name 4. But Ricardo Hallman had 7 interceptions, 95-yard pick 6. The kid can play. If he hits the transfer portal, I'm going to be very interested because he has the connection to none other than Colin Hitchler.
Or that DB from Arizona. I think it's Arizona or Arizona State. Tall
Tariq
DB.
Taco.
That kid can play, man.
Yeah. And see, y'all, I'm just now becoming hip to like portal, all of that. Like me personally, it doesn't interest me, until somebody says they're interested in Alabama. Like that's how I am. That's when I go and evaluate. I give my take. But as far as looking at other teams, that's something that just bothers me because I don't feel like kids should be like really entertaining those thoughts when they're committed. I respect Will Johnson for what he did with Michigan. Like he stayed committed, gave his new staff and his changes an opportunity. And now I feel like he's in a better place that if he jumps in the portal, it makes more sense now. It makes a lot more sense. Now, Jabbar Muhammad
100%.
is at Oregon, I think, right?
Yeah.
Jabbar Muhammad's at Oregon. Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine
He's
there.
gonna be straight.
But Will Johnson, if he enters the portal, that's going to be interesting. Ricardo Hallman, if he enters the portal, that's going to be interesting. Both very talented defensive backs, very active. A lot. Bama, listen, I've said this for so long. You guys know I love combat sports. By the way, for all 303 people in here, I told y'all Max was going to get it done. I told y'all Max was going to get it done.
He told y'all.
Everybody said Justin Gaethje was going to win, and I told y'all Max was going to get it done.
Pop your joint, Ty.
Bro, I was so you should have seen me last night. It's a wonder I have a voice. I went crazy when Max knocked him out, which I like Justin Gaethje too, but I told y'all Max is different. I always liken it to fighting.
Yeah.
What Bama's about to do is that punch back. Now Bama's about to come out punching.
Oh, Tony Mitchell just wrote me on Twitter, y'all.
Oh?
He said that shit
interesting. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. And where, Coach Sean, Coach Smook, before I hop out of here, because I want to have y'all do y'all's thing, right? Where else are you going to get that at? Where else are you going to get that at? What other show are you going to get that at?
That's
all
a
right,
fact.
so if y'all go to Twitter. That's Tony Mitchell's profile, right? That's Tony Mitchell's profile. Y'all see that? All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
we've been talking for a while now. Me and Tony, when I first came to the channel and we were trying to get interviews with players, I didn't know the protocol. So I was just reaching out to the guys that were interacting with me. He was one of them. I wrote him a message, told him I was proud of him. Keep fighting through adversity. He replied, "Thank you, sir. God bless you. I'm going to keep fighting." That was his first message, one of the first messages he sent me. And then I didn't write him about this news. He wrote me, he just said, "That shit cap." Excuse my French, it's Sunday. I usually don't cuss like this on Sunday, but that's what he said. I just read the message. So
they watch. They watch.
And you know what? I think my assessment of him is I still stand by it. You got to get in that playbook, son. You got to get in that playbook. You really got to push yourself because it's a lot of talent around it. But I'm telling you, Tony only needs 1 year, y'all. We've seen DBs have one solid year and go under Saban. Just imagine what they're going to be able to do. His skill set fits this scheme.
Well, it's like I always say with Richard Young. I have a collection of players for Alabama that I have this phrase: if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. Tony's one of those guys. You give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Yeah.
He just needs the opportunity. So awesome to see. And like I said, Gary Bama for life. Thank you for the $2 donation saying Jake Pope Hubbard. Hey, I'm going to take Hubbard because he wants to be here. You know what I mean? Hubbard's a dude.
Hubbard showed me something yesterday, and I think me and Coach Sean said it. That recovery speed. I did not know he could get up like that. Like 3 steps on him, like 3 steps, full stride, power. I mean, it was awesome, y'all. It was awesome to see that. I like how the secondary bounced back yesterday, y'all. It was huge. I think they bounced back tremendously yesterday. Forced some tighter throws from Miro, Ty Simpson, and I mean Lonergan had a lot of checkdowns, and Austin Mack was with that, throw together offensive line, but that secondary was very aggressive when he was on the field, and those were walk on guys. Elijah May, number 38. I told y'all that kid can fly. He was, I mean, he can fly. I don't know if y'all was paying attention at that point in the game, but Elijah May can fly. You don't. He's a dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up on the field somewhere with his speed and his just ball ability.
This is what I was saying, gentlemen. Where else are you going to get this information? Where else are you going to see three people who, like, who said this right here? Christian Hughes says, I can appreciate you guys giving us the facts. Listen, all three of us here, I can promise you this. One, we don't shy away from our takes. Even when we're wrong, we'll own it. Why? Because we say a lot of things on live, and they're all right there for you guys to see. I can point you to videos where I'm wrong, but you know what all three of us do? When we're wrong, we take that as an opportunity to learn. Okay, why were we wrong? Was this just a situation where it was just like, who could have guessed this? Or did we not see something? Did we miss something? All of us take that. None of us are going to shy away from our opinions. All of us are allergic to things that aren't facts.
Yeah.
All of our opinions are based on facts. That's what we're going to give you here.
That's where my passion and support for Milroe comes from, because a lot of things that were being said in the chat just weren't facts. And Ty, just like you feel about that fight, calling that fight yesterday, you know how good it felt to see Milroe get that first pass, that over route to Bernard, to hit him in stride with space on the sideline for him to be able to plant and turn that 16-yard catch to a 52-yard gain.
That pass was insane.
You know what I said in the press box? And did I tell you, Sean, what I said in the press box when he made that pass?
No, you didn't tell me.
I looked at Kyle and I said, Adam hates this. Adam Lamparello hates this. That's what I said. I literally said it. And I couldn't wait to get back to, and Adam, I just want to do this for you.
Good luck.
Patriot Life with the $10 donation.
2 more seconds, Ty.
My bro, Patriot Life. What up, bro?
What's up? Hey, Patriot Life. Appreciate you.
That's the bro. I hope he made it home all right, man.
He did. He came out last night. Came outside with Coach Smook.
Yeah,
hung out.
On the way home.
Hung out. Turned up. Act up. Adam ain't not Adam, but Rob ain't got no home training. Rob ain't got no home training. I'm gonna tell y'all. Rob is just as bad as Coach Smook. So don't be talking about Coach Smook in the chat, y'all. I ain't the only one that ain't got no home training. This boy Patriot Life, he ain't got no home training either. It was good to see him have fun. Got to talk to him on a personal level.
Love
to know that he came this far to have fun. That was awesome, bro.
Hell
that was awesome.
It's my broski, man. It's my broski. That ain't the last time we're gonna kick it either. For sure, man.
You only 3 hours away.
Let me address this real quick right here, if I can, Patriot Life. Thank you, Patriot Life, man. You know how we feel about you, boy. You already know, man. Yeah. One of my faves, man. Sweet Home Bama 24. Why would someone put that out there like that? Was it ESPN? No. Listen, Sweet Home, that's a good comment, bro. Remember this too, because I think a lot of fans don't know this. Ty and Smook can tell you this. Just as well as you see us up here, there's also other channels, other reporters, other innuendo people that's focused on bringing Bama down. Like this is a real thing, guys. It's people out there, bro, that love to hate Bama more than they love their own team. This is a fact. They'll post things that's not true to see if you're getting the traction, to see if you're getting the legs. So don't let none of that stuff shock you, man. Don't let none of that stuff shock you. Just deal with the real. That's a good comment, and that is a fact. It's people out there that want to see Bama fall, man, and are focused on getting that done.
And even on top of that, even if it's because I'm going to take a little bit different of approach, Coach Sean. You're 100% right. But even if it's someone who is a neutral party who is like, hey, I'm indifferent to Bama's rise or fall. I'm just here to report. There is and I'm going to just say it as it is. There's a problem in college football. One, a lot of these people try and be as inflammatory as possible to get clicks. I hate that.
That's a fact.
Two,
that's a fact, man.
There's this notion of if I'm first, that's the best. How about be right? I'd rather be
Yeah.
right than be first. But maybe that's the debater in me talking, right? I'd rather be right than be first.
That's a whole fact, brother. That's nothing but a fact. I'm learning this social media space, man. What's up, Megan? How you doing? I'm learning this social media space, and some of the things I ran across, bro, is it's crazy how you got the battle lines in media. You know what I'm saying? Coach Smook, talk to me about that, man. You know, on my early travels, you got the battle lines, the people that's for and the people that's against. It's like they going to war with each other. Who can report the most stupid stuff and who can report the most accurate stuff? And the people that report the stupid stuff don't mind reporting the stupid stuff because that's what they base their whole platform on. So it's crazy, man. I would just tell the fans don't even pay attention to that ridiculous stuff. Tony just text coach and told him what it was. Shout out to Wendell Long. What's up, Wendell? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Marquita. Shout out to LaQuesha. Beautiful families.
Shout out to
Shout out
him,
to
man.
everybody.
That
Facts.
was, y'all know what? I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean, hey, y'all, in the chat, let it go. I didn't mean, I had to, because Adam was publicly coming at me, y'all. And it was sad to see what some of the stuff that was being said. And you haven't been to a practice. You haven't, I mean, you Sean, we talked about this. You got to give every player a chance. And I feel like this panel has done that, gave fair evaluations on everybody. I mean, I critique Miro. Even yesterday, I was talking about he still needs to stay consistent in that. You could tell when Miro knows he got the open guy. That technique, it went out the window a couple times yesterday. The mechanics, they went out the window a couple times yesterday on a few of those passes, but the ball was still delivered because he understands what he's looking at now. He knows what the play is being called for. He knows what the direction of the play. Why are we running the play? I understand what I'm supposed to do now. The deep out pass that Jaron Hamilton dropped on 3rd and 7 or something like that, and it would have been like a 9-10 yard completion. If y'all pay attention, last year, if that was the Jermaine Burton look for a first down, that's a forced pass because he's staring it down. But yesterday, when he threw that ball to Jaron Hamilton, he went into his drop back. Not once did he look down. Not once did he have to, he's staring down the middle of the field. And then he opens up, delivers the ball to the sideline, and it was literally the perfect read. It was like what you want to see. Jaron Hamilton dropping it has nothing to do with Miro. That was an on-time pass, and it was awesome, man. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, y'all, I didn't mean to sort discord. I didn't know Adam was gonna get in his feelings this morning. Adam, I apologize. I was really just picking at you like you've been picking at me the whole time, and I'm man enough to say that. I told the people that was hanging out with me, I said I was gonna pick at you today. I mean, just because, man. Don't take it personal. You're my favorite fan. I promise you. Yes, I promise you. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna leave it alone because I don't feel like arguing today. We had an awesome scrimmage yesterday.
But let me say this to you, Adam. I feel you what you're saying, but think about this though, Adam. You said AJ has an opinion to be respected. I get you. I'm here with you, right? But when have you ever heard AJ say anything positive about anything? Sometimes people's opinions aren't opinions at all. It's just pure. I want to say something. I want to have something to say. So I want to just say, like, if you're opinionated and gonna get on Jalen Milroe about something, no problem for me. But if you gonna not say nothing when he do something good, then that makes you a hater, bro. That's the definition of it. I'm gonna point out all the bad stuff, but I'll never tell you. You see me, I'm a known hater of Tennessee. I'll never say nothing good about them unless it's just forced upon me. Unless you got a pistol to my head and I'm walking on hot coals or something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be objective, but I'm gonna tell you the right thing when they do something well. I'm not just gonna point out the bad every time because that comes off as hate. If you're gonna be objective, you got to be subjective as well. You got to be, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes us what we are, right?
Listen, I'm like that Dave Chappelle bit when it comes to Auburn. Hate.
Hey, yo, that's me. That's me. I promise you. Hey, y'all see me every time I have to say something good about. I can almost throw up every time. I be about to throw up every time I have to say that something good about. I hate Auburn. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate a lot of things, but I hate the fact that I have to drive through there to get to Phoenix City. Like, if I didn't have, if going around Auburn didn't add an extra hour and a half on my route, sometimes I think about doing that. going around it because I don't even want to go through it. It stinks. It smells like piss when you get to like the whole 3.5 miles of just road going like on the
He said
highway. Piss. It smell like piss. Downtown
not pee.
sidewalks,
Piss.
piss. Yes. Drunk college. It's like all the piss on the sidewalks from that area in Auburn just trickled into the whole city. And even into the back roads of Union Springs, man, it just smelled like piss all the way through there. So, but nah, man, I get it, man. I get it. I get everybody, kind of doubting Milroe coming in. I never was saying he was a perfect quarterback, but I also was saying Ty Simpson has some issues too. All of them have their flaws, but let's highlight positives. That if you're going to talk about the negatives, highlight the positives.
That's all I ask. Facts.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because Milroe he went 3 of 9, but there were 3 clear drops, and 2 other ones that 50-50 balls that I believe. Ty Simpson, there was an overthrown pass. I went back and watched it today. It wasn't overthrown. Emmanuel Henderson slowed up on his route on the crosser. That first overthrown pass, you look at it, trajectory was there. It could have been a catch, but he slows up because I believe he ran the wrong route. There were 2 in routes, but they weren't leveled correctly. I think he came off too late and was too far in his depth. And it should have been shallow, like a mesh route, like a 2 to 3 yard route, right? But I forget who the other route was over top of that. That if they would have seen the right depth in front of them, they probably would have adjusted and came down a little bit more where that pass was on target to Emmanuel Henderson. And he kind of slowed up. So it's just all about learning and getting comfortable with the scheme. So I started going back and evaluating all that. I haven't been able to watch the whole thing, but yeah, man.
Gentlemen, before I get out of here, I'll address 2 comments real fast. First, Eric, and I know the Undefeated has already cleared it up, but Tony Mitchell commented under Zenit's post saying cap, and then to take it a step further, Tony Mitchell reached out to none other than the man sitting right to my, well, and for me, it's my right, but I have to point left,
Yeah.
That's how that goes. Reached out to Coach Smook and said that it was a lie. He is not entering the transfer portal. So not only did we get it straight from him in a tweet, but then he went that one step further and reached out to our very own Coach Smook, who, like I always told y'all, this man is building relationships. If there's anybody on the panel who's the insider, that's the man. Secondly, Brian Oswald says, is there any reason why Tony Mitchell hitting the portal is still posted in the channel in terms of the YouTube page? Because Kyle, he had to go run. He had to go do something. And so he posted the video. And while we have access to the StreamYard, I don't know that any of us have access to the YouTube.
You know what? I didn't know he did that. Let me see.
Yeah, to take it down.
I might have it.
But that's just a simple, hey, that's what the news was. And Kyle came on and then had to run to go do something. So that's just an unfortunate timing situation. But that's the nature of being in the business, ladies and gentlemen. That's the nature of being in the business. Coach Sean and Coach Smook. Go ahead.
I was about to say, to piggyback, that's what makes us different. Like we don't want to be first ones out. Kyle does reactive news when he does those takes, is reacting to somebody else's report. Like even when I call commitments and things of that nature, you never hear Kyle say, just in, we're reporting this, this guy's committing. He was like, just in, Coach Smook has reported. Just in, Hayes Fawcett has reported. It's more reactive news. So it's not that he was the first one. You all saw who leaked, who put the information out there. And so yeah, that's solid. I like the way he does that. And we're just gonna keep growing from it, yeah.
100%. Coach Sean, Coach Smook, I'm going to hop out of here. Let y'all do y'all's segment because I know the people are super excited for that. Be on the lookout for not only Coach Smook's night segment tonight, but we have got some things planned through the week. Unfortunately, when the portal really opens up, I won't be here. But Coach Sean, Coach Smook, they have gotten confirmation via a picture that our guest for the live stream transfer portal show has touched down. Thanks. He is here. He will be here. You do not want to miss that. Coach Sean, Coach Smook, thank you for everything. What?
Shout out to you, Ty.
So me and Sean was talking about it yesterday. We was just, I can't wait. I can't. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't wait. I don't think I even want to jump on tomorrow. I want to be in the chat. I just want to be I want to be a fan tomorrow, because especially if it's like boom, boom, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them just back to back. And Hayes Fawcett is working full time again, like he was when Saban retired. I want to be in the number. I want to be in the chat. I do.
We're going to have a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope to see you here. Can't wait. Coach Sean, Coach Smook, you guys do a fantastic job. Truly, I apologize for staying 30 minutes later into y'all's segment, but anytime I get an opportunity to talk to both of y'all, I got to take it, because I just not only do I think it's great content when all three of us get together, I think that the people really enjoy it. We've maintained 330 viewers plus, so that speaks for itself. But personally, I have a great time, and it's almost therapeutic for me. So thank you both for allowing me on y'all's segment to stay. Have a great rest of the segment, and roll tide as always, gentlemen.
Likewise, Ty. For real. Roll tide, bro.
Yeah, man. What's up, bro? Look, I'm trying to, because my brother, he's still downstairs resting, man. They had a good time yesterday too. But yeah, I'm trying to keep from giving some crazy energy, because that I rewatched some of the scrimmage, man, and I'm excited, bro. Our offense is going to be lethal, and like I told them when I first came on, Sean, they're going to do that to a lot of defenses, a lot of defense.
That's a fact. Shout out to Coach Al, man. Shout out to Coach Al. And he spit it right on the head, man. That's what I was telling Adam. Adam know I respect what he say, you know what I mean? But, you know, what the reason why I don't get on Adam too bad, you know, I know him and Smook go with each other and pick at each other, but they respect one another, is because at least Adam will get on somebody, but he'll come back and get a credit when they do well. Yeah. I remember the Texas game when the AJ dude went in on Milroe all bad. Okay, cool. I ain't mad at you for that. But if you're going to do that, show up the LSU game and tell him he did well. We won that game because of him, because Jaden Daniels was lighting our asses up and we couldn't stop him, right? So what do you do when you go as a quarterback you can't stop? You better put up points yourself. And Jalen Milroe showed out. So if you're going to give him, if you're going to burn his feet, right, on the Texas game, no problem, right? Show up the LSU game, be like, you know what, that boy, but you didn't do that. You only show up here when something bad goes wrong. I don't respect that, man. Yeah, that's weak. Catch me off camera, I'll tell you what I really think about that.
Oh, hey, listen, Dwight said tomorrow legal tampering day. Hey, y'all, I don't think it's safe for haters when me and Sean outside together. I'm just letting y'all know. I don't think it's safe. I really don't, because I thought Sean would be the one that be like, nah, calm down, Smook. Nah, Sean be like, where we at? You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes I don't have the wherewithal to just take the hard right. You know what I'm saying? I'll teeter on the left a little bit. We'll lean into a little curve every now and then, you know, and then don't make me turn. Don't make me turn, because if I turn, it's up. But I'm late to the show. Any Portal news come out? Nah, no Portal news till tomorrow, man. No Portal news till tomorrow. Well, actually, the 16th, I think, is like the midnight of the 16th. But you'll see guys announcing that they plan to enter the portal. And then, like, the 16th, you'll start seeing guys saying where they're going. And 17th, you know, the 16th. But, yeah, y'all. Hopefully, y'all can hear me good. I'm not down. I don't know if y'all can see my body language is still there, but my voice is gone. We had a time last night, man. I had a time yesterday, had a time last night. So, look, everybody talking trash, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Look, not talking trash. They been hyping me up. They said Coach Barry White Smook waited for Smook to break out singing, telling you that. Hey, this is what you breathe. Hey, man,
yeah, I had to. I was coming through the bowling lane, and my little girl was zapped, bro. Like, I know my baby. You know, she did cheerleading camps in the sun all day, so the sun ain't nothing new. But something happened yesterday, bro. She was like, "Daddy, can we just sit down?" She said, "This is what she said." She said, "Daddy, can we just sit down for a minute?" I said, "Baby, we is sitting down. What you talking about?" She was like, "Oh," she said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Yeah, it's time." I had to cancel the room, man. You know what I mean? I told her it was gonna be like that, though. I told her before she come. I said, "Look, no, I'm not. It's fun." But I had her up at 5:30, man. We was on the road.
Yeah.
We was in that sun from like 9:30, 10 o'clock all day. So, Daddy, can we sit down? We is sitting down. What you talking about? So I said, yeah, I'm going home, bro. I took my baby to the crib. I sure missed out seeing you guys though.
And
You
it
know what I
was,
mean?
oh, we doing more, bro. We already doing more. I told him, and I'm gonna travel to do some of them. Like Atlanta's the next stop. We're going to Atlanta. We're Atlanta. All my Atlanta fam, we're headed y'all way. You know, I'm not promoting Smook and them, but y'all know I'm the outside one for the family for this channel, and you know, we always show love to Bama football on YouTube on my channel. You know, and that's what we're gonna continue to do. But when I step out and I want to see my family, I know who I'm hitting up, man. But Atlanta's the next one, so get your plans ready. Get ready, and it ain't got to be for no big event. We got people that we could support. Wade's World that shows up in the chat, you know, consistently. To hear his, you know, you remember how that interaction we had with Wade when we walked downstairs? Mind you, what was crazy is y'all, this was my first time meeting all of you all. And the natural connection and the love that we felt, the what is it called? The purity in it. It was just so real, y'all. It was authentic. It was authentic how we were interacting. Man, I can't tell you. I hugged Nicole. I hugged Quaisha. Not Quaisha, Marquita. I mean, all of them, me and Marquita was going at it. You would thought me and Marquita known each other forever the way we was going at it last night. Like, bro, just going back and forth. Dwight, man, it was good to see Dwight. It was good to see. I mean, even at the field, Rico, y'all would never guess.
Yeah, man, Rico.
Oh my God, y'all would have never guessed Rico was Rico, man. And
me, Patriot Life, we all kicked it with Smook, kicked it with Renrico for a minute, man. Shout out to Renrico, man.
Piano Man, you know? Mr. Wendell was there, you know.
And look, shout out to Marquita, Travelpreneur, Nicole. Man, I was doing a live and I seen them at the bottom. They hollered at me. I was so excited. I about damn near turned the whole damn table over. I was so excited to see them.
When I was walking
shout out to Tink. I was so happy to see them, man. I wanted to get down there with them. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking for them in the show. But when Marquita showed me the picture, they was in the other end zone. Our end zone said Alabama, and theirs said Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Damn, they all the way at the other side. Yeah. And if I hadn't had my baby with me, bro, we would have kicked it for real, man. So I was really, really excited to see everybody, man. And it was cool. My brother Patriot Life hooked us up. Me and Patriot Life was dying of thirst. Feel like we was in a damn desert. It was so damn hot. Patriot Life came up on some lemonade, bro. Bro, that was the best lemonade I ever drunk, man. Shout out to my broski, Rob, Patriot Life. You know what I'm saying? We exchanged numbers. That definitely won't be the last time we kick it for sure. Chris from New Jersey, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? It was crazy, Smook, because Kareem Hood, what's up, my brother? It was crazy because the guys that didn't get to come, everybody was like, damn, Jared, everybody was like, damn, bro, I wish I had been there. You know what I'm saying? So we was blessed.
Auntie Janet, we got to talk to Auntie Janet last night, too.
Enforce it.
Yeah, man. It was, she was emotional. I had got her a gift, a special gift. Yeah. And she was emotional about it, but she stayed up on that live till it ended. She was telling us like she outside with us. She just not with us. You know, she was watching this, dancing, laughing. She was in the chat holding it down, bro. You know, I gave her moderator permissions over on my channel. So she up there. Y'all remember what Auntie Janet was doing? Zapping. Hey, Dwight. Yeah, we country, man. Oh, Wade, y'all. Let me tell y'all, Wade is.
I just hit it. My bad. Shout out to Eric D, my brother.
Eric, you better start showing up on time, coming in talking about Tony Mitchell, and we had just got done talking about it. You better start showing up on time. Eric, stop hitting that snooze button. We don't care that it's a Sunday. Did you get up and cook breakfast, Eric? Because I know you be cooking. Yeah, he said, I missed our big time. I want to be able to go to. It's all good, man. We're going to do more. I'm telling y'all, we hitting Atlanta next. We're gonna hit Huntsville. Sean talking about he gonna do the fish fry, so we're gonna hit Sean's spot, right?
I was just about to ask you that, Smook. Listen, you to put together, right? Listen, man. Even if we got to chip in, I got some sponsors, whatever. My partner, I got several homies that still that retired. My boy Robert, man, Robert Mathis, my brother to the end. Listen, I'm gonna tell Kyle. I'm gonna ask Kyle, man. Can we get together and choose a date? And just call it the undefeated Saturday. One of Bama. It's not even about going to the Bama game. If we just get a tent, post up outside, and kind of like we did this time.
Yeah.
But this time have a little food, have a little extra, you know what I mean? Just for the undefeated, man. And everybody could get together and come back down there again. Not even really for the game. We'll be there, of course, if somebody wanted to go to the game, but really just for us in Tuscaloosa, man. Or whatever you said, Smook. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Just get together and do it, bro. Because that was big, man.
it was
That
huge.
was big.
Listen, the whole, like I said, and I probably we're gonna get back to talking football here in a second, y'all. But just we're appreciating y'all to what the way y'all showed up. You know what? I was expecting a lot of people to be like, I couldn't make it, this, that, and the third. Now, for the ones that did, that really couldn't make it, I understand. But like, it was crazy to see how many y'all. The picture that we posted wasn't even everybody. That
That's a
wasn't even
fact.
everybody. That were people that are undefeated, that are fan funders, that don't really comment because that's just their thing. They sit there and they watch. I can't tell you how many people I have never seen them comment or say anything, but they was telling us everything we said
Yeah.
or something that caught their attention in one of our segments. Adam says, Coach Smook, let's do one game of bowling at Bolero for $50. I may pull the upset. Adam, you may if I get like I was last night, but you better ask somebody. I better tell them. And then
Auburn hater.
I told y'all my family.
Mm.
My mama came in first game, first 3 bowls, strikes. No,
I heard.
her first frame was a spare, and the rest of them was strike. Auburn hater, it was good to see you, partner.
Facts,
It was good to
man.
see him. It was good to see him yesterday. He was like, y'all know me, Auburn hater. He was proud, and then he walked up on us when we was at the car, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was that when he walked up on us?
No,
Yeah.
no, we was actually just leaving the hotel to go to the car, I believe.
Yeah. He walked up on us, man. It was pretty cool, man.
And
Like,
when I met Auburn Hater Smook, I had to think because I know Auburn Hater, but I'm like, when he said his name, I'm trying to think, was that the troll Auburn guy? But I forgot that was our Auburn Hater.
Yeah.
Because we always talk to Auburn Hater all the time, man. You know, that was real good. So I think Kyle need to feed that, Smook. Kyle need to feed that, man, because I've never seen a chat that's this close. I've never seen it like this before on any station, right? You need to feed that, bro. You know what I mean?
She ain't win, and they cheated. They changed my ball out for my last frame. They changed my ball out. I was about to go ahead but then I ain't gonna lie. KT, she ended up turning up that last game. I think we ended up playing 3 total games, y'all, for my lane. But y'all, it was a good time. Just the whole thing yesterday. Let's get back into football talk, man. I got the roster stuff. I got notes I done wrote, Sean. I wrote notes this morning. I was up like at 6:30, well 7-ish, 7:38, because my mom called me. I done wrote that play I was talking about. I done drew it up. Like, you remember we was talking about this? We're gonna talk about it a little bit today, but I mean, because we had so much to digest, and there's no way you can digest that scrimmage like in one sitting. You know, you can't really take it all in. You got to go back and watch it. So, hey, KT, I already told him we might to. I wish she ain't have to drive back to Atlanta. Well, she ain't got to drive back till tomorrow, so I might just drive up there, Sean, depending on what you're doing. You might just ride up there today.
Shit, let me know. I got some things let me know so I can maneuver around. Let me know. I got you covered, bro. Do it
either later tonight, even if we just come and go get something quick just to hang out with everybody again.
Yeah.
Smook like the top you have on. Give me, man, Kareem, trying to jack me for this. You, I think, was it Antoine? Antoine was trying to jump on me for it. But nah, man, Academy had them. They had them marked down. I don't know if they messed up. See, I will say this. This is a 2X, but the sleeves is kind of short. It just fits me perfect. You know what I'm saying? It fits me perfect. I don't know if it's designed like it fit me perfect. It's a 2X. So I could just imagine, you know, like some of y'all smaller guys, the large would be perfect like that. And it sit right above the waistline for me, right above the waistline. So I ain't got no big old bubbly feel. You know what I'm saying? So I like it, man. Nice material. It's pretty cool. Eric D putting us back on football. He said, what's our biggest area of concern for the offense and defense, Coach Smook and Coach Sean? Coach Sean, you can go first, bro.
Area of concern on offense, left tackle. For me, it's left tackle on offense, and on defense, I would say if I had to pick one, now that I went back and watched it, it just I don't know, man. It seems to me like Malachi is a little better, closer to the line of scrimmage. To me, just to me. I mean, I think he's still growing into that role of being, and I know Malachi a vet, he'll get better. You know what I mean? But I noticed his reactions was, you know, slightly, just a little bit. But it wasn't. He was never in the wrong place. He was always in the right place, right? And I think it's that transition of playing close to the line of scrimmage as far as playing, when you really look at his skill set and what he's done in the past. So I don't even call it a concern, really. I don't really have any concern. We're young on defense. We're very young in some of the secondary spots, but I just didn't see what some of the fans were seeing. The fans were on Xavier. I seen something totally different from Xavier. I seen a kid that wasn't afraid. I seen a kid that took the wrong leverage and got beat once or twice, but I also seen a kid that played well in defending the pass. And so I don't really have that many concerns on defense outside of the youth, but offense, left tackle, definitely. Just respectfully.
I think Xavier Brown would have lit Ty Simpson if that was a opposing quarterback on that scramble. And I know you see he thought about it too.
He thought about he pulled up,
He thought about, like, if you go watch it from before he pulled up, he thought about it. He really thought about, like, popping him just a little bit because Ty act like he was gonna drop the shoulder and pull the spin. But some numbers, y'all. Not some numbers, but somebody said concerns on offense. So, and then I think KT asked who was playing at tackle. You had Elijah Pritchett, who started off with the first group. Then you had number 65, who was Naquil Bertrand, who played left tackle. Yeah. But then you also saw William Sanders, number 70, playing some tackle, which I thought he was going to be a guard.
Me too.
Which he ended up playing guard most of the reps, but when Mac was out there, he ended up getting a few snaps at tackle. Unless I was just looking at it wrong, I couldn't tell it from the film, and just kind of remember. I do remember him taking a few snaps at left tackle. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I definitely saw a big lineman with a 0 at that left tackle in their number. So
it might be through the depth though, instead of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tackle spot kind of.
And then another concern I had was and I'm high on this guy, but yesterday he displayed a few inconsistencies, and it's only spring. There's a few inconsistencies that I don't want to see from him because I feel like he's next up at the guard position, and that's Rock Montgomery. It was a lot of times he kind of was, overplaying things, especially when he had to pull actions, and then on a few of his climbs, he wasn't helping on the center. He was just going straight to the second level, and that's not the proper way to do it. Stick to your technique, stick to the schematics, and just trust. Because those plays where he did, it put him in position to be aggressive and to be, to show that tenacity and that force that he likes to display. He's a power guy. Getting Rock Montgomery to understand finesse is okay is going to be huge because that just expand his skill set. And defensively, I think my only concern really was, like you said, Malachi Moore at free safety. I've always advocated for him to stay in the box. I think it helps the defense as a whole, having a player like him with his skill set to stay in the box. About 3 hours. Oh yeah. Kyle, he does. Kyle said he's gonna be gone for about 3 hours. So y'all know, usually when Kyle gone, we get commits, we get breaking news all the time. So, but yeah, the defense, that's the only real concern. And like you said, we didn't get to see Tony Mitchell. That was a concern. Because I feel like even though he may not be a starter, he has to be able to get live game. I think Tony Mitchell is one of those, when the lights come on, he's those type of players. He probably sucks at practice, right? I used to have moments at practice where I didn't do good, but I love the fact that Tony Mitchell is staying. Hopefully he can work through that thing. Let me see. For the lack of depth we had at O-line, there was some nice running lanes. Yeah, against first group too. And I think that's what had a lot of people concerned. But we told you all the schematics of this blocking scheme in the run game was going to throw a lot of defenses off because there's a lot of unorthodox things happening with pulling guards and center and tackle pulling together and guards stay. Like it was crazy. Coach Sean, can you expound on that? And I think I could draw it up while you talking about it. You remember that play we was talking about with the strong side? They had the trips left, and the strong side O-line pulled to the weak side.
Yeah. I seen a play. I was telling Coach Smook a while back. I seen a play where they had a bunch set to the boundary of the field, on the wide side of the field. It was crazy because they ran play action, but the center pulled the center now. Parker Beresford at this point in time. This kid pulled and picked up the defensive end who was lined up head up over the tight end. Tight end kind of chipped him a little bit, right? He didn't block him, did just enough to make him think he about to try to block me, right? Tight end releases across the formation. Center picks up the defensive end, right? Fake the handoff, you know what I mean, to freeze the linebackers, and the tight end is running right behind both of them, wide open. It was wonderful. That was one of the best plays I've seen because they were so focused on the bunch formation. They were so focused on getting personnel to the bunch, 4 over 3. Yes, they had no idea. And the defensive end, oh, I got a free sack. No, sir. Parker Beresford like to kill them. Linebackers froze on the play action. Tight end releases behind both of them, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, man. And I loved it because everything worked out well. And it was a timing counter type, play action type. They were so focused on getting personnel to that bunch formation based on what they had done to them early in the game. All you did was commit resources to the wrong area. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
This is something that I saw from I think it was Danny Lewis when he was in. They ran that similar play. So that motion right there with the Z, that right there was key. But also having this running back go out and look as if he's trying to be a lead blocker on that read, you know. And then you know what else threw them off too? And I saw this a couple times. It was one time, Sean, where the formation started like this. Hold on. I'm gonna leave the blocking scheme up there because it really was mirror. The formation started like this. You see that running back on the strong side?
Yeah.
And then they would shift the running back over to the opposite side. Right? And this motion would be called out, but they bring in this look here, and the center still pulled the opposite side.
Yeah, to put opposite side. Yeah. I've seen that crazy. As well. Yeah.
Coach Al, I know you probably excited over there. Coach, I know Al Sanders up probably excited that we put the board out. I can't wait to have him on to kind of start doing film breakdown and things of that nature. But yeah.
Let me tell them this move before you move on.
Go ahead, brother.
This team will run counter. This is no lie, man. I went back and watched that Oregon-Washington game, the first one. Second one is really, really good too. But that first one was really, really, really good, man. Because Washington's offense had to come back and they was constantly in the fight. These guys will run counter with the guard. These guys will run counter they'll run counter with the tight end. They'll run counter with the guard and the tackle. They'll even run counter with the deadgum center. I seen Parker Beresford pulling and picking up things. It was crazy. Man, listen, they'll run sweeps out of it. They'll do a bunch of misdirection to make your linebackers and not in an undisciplined defense, eyes get caught in the wrong thing. And remember, when you play defense, man, you remember when they pick up a big play. You remember. So if you see a like formation or a like, you remember, oh, it's that play again. And you may even overrun that trying to compensate to not get beat again. And next thing you know, they came back the other way, man. It's that counter is a mother, bro. That counter, if you undisciplined with a counter team, man, it'll make you pull your hair out, bro. And when you can have offensive linemen countering like that, cleaning up, as we call it, wrapping, man, look out, man. As you see Jalen Milroe and you see the receivers that was coming across the formations, even deep, and it was awesome. It was awesome, man. I loved it.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was saying. Like even with the Ty Hayes, they we first look, it looks like it's overthrown, but it's not. You could tell that was a depth misunderstanding from Emmanuel Henderson. I gotta go back and look at that play. I want to say that was Kobe Prentice on the supposed to be at the mid. I want to say that was him, but kind of getting off the quarterback and offensive lines. Did y'all see how much speed we have in the wide receiver room?
Yeah.
That's why our secondary struggled a lot. There's so much speed, and we didn't even press verticals for real yesterday. We did not press verticals a lot yesterday. A lot of that stuff.
I was calling for that too.
And
Patriot Life, if you still in the chat, ask Patriot Life what I kept saying. I kept saying, look how shallow the safety is. Bro, throw that thing, bro. If he gonna play, if the safety gonna play up like that, man, I don't even care if we complete the pass. I'm gonna let that thing fly, bro. Ask Patriot like what I kept saying.
Yeah, and so to Adam's point about Miro's accuracy on the mid, that's what we were saying. Like understanding what you're looking at makes a difference in how you deliver that pass.
It's a whole
And a
fact.
lot of times last year, having to look down at his ankles to catch the snap first, and then try to get up and see how the defense has shifted post snap because they're reacting to the offensive play.
Yep.
That throws you off with your timing. So now he catches the ball, not having to look down, catches the snap, not having to look down. He could see where the linebacker and the safety move from, not try to guess and assume, but they could maybe the safety lined up on the hash, and after the snap, because the route that he's reading, he's already bailing deep half or seam third. Like he's already bailing. And now he knows he can't force that post route over top. He got the dig underneath. So now instead of wasting time trying to read safety and find out where his route is, which he should already know, he can go ahead and be making his second read, still feeling the first major route out. So if the dig is what he's keying, I'm reading off of the linebacker now. Is the linebacker dropping out of that depth? Is he dropping back? Can I get it over the linebacker, under the safety? Those are the small things that matter to being a quarterback and being able to deliver the ball in this type of scheme. And I think he handled it well, man. I think the defense did a good job with the basic play calling. I saw a lot of exotic blitzes, though, in that second half. I will say that. Them stunts that we've been waiting to see, I saw a few of them in the second half. But and I also said this, too. I said when you got an aggressive play calling style like Kane Womack, it's going to be some games where it's a test of will. You get what I'm saying? It may not work while their opposing offense is fresh, but you keep putting pressure on them. Those guys and the depth that you have, it wears on the offensive line. And once you start getting those guys to be looking in the wrong spots because you're sending 5 and 6 every play, that's when you start seeing success for the defense. So yeah, I'm down with how Kane Womack and that defense was able to rebound in the second half and really create some energy, leaving that scrimmage. Malachi Moore said it himself. He said they're a long ways away from being complete. But yeah, LaShawn was definitely seeing and calling what was going on our joy list. Yeah, a lot of people saying that about us. Even myself in the booth. But I said, I bet Coach Sean down there coaching his ass off. I said that.
I tell you this, Smook. The early in the game, this is what I was telling people about the even front. Even front defensive linemen are responsible for one gap on the basic, just at the basic nuts and bolts. If your offensive line can come out physical and you got backs like we got, you may have some success early until they adjust, right? And that's what you were seeing. People was panicking, but it wasn't that, man. I think people didn't give the running backs enough credit because several times tackles were being penetrated. Sometimes they just made them miss. Jam, Justice, and you take those two out, you think it's going to drop off. Man, Daniel Hill was physical. He was creating contact. He wasn't juking. And then with Richard Young, you can't tell the difference in him, Jam, or Justice. I said last night, and I wasn't trying to be a Bama homer. I looked around the nation. I looked at Ohio State, looked at LSU, looked at Clemson.
Nobody's touching us, bro.
Running back room, I don't see nobody with a better running back room than we have, man. Not just for what they done in the scrimmage game. Look how they done it. Yeah. Not what they done, but how they done it. That's what.
But not just that, but who they done it against. Mm-hmm. This ain't ones versus twos. This was literally an offense versus defensive game, right? And the defensive line, you don't have a first group, second group, third group defensive line. It's like, we're gonna run with these guys. Y'all get tired. Come on, you're gonna get 3 reps. You're gonna get 3 reps. That's how confident they are in their defensive line group, in this defensive line group. So to see the consistency across the board with the running backs, I want to highlight Richard Young. Yes. I don't think. What up, Ray? Ray asked me a good question. I'm gonna bring it to us in a second, y'all. Ray, I'm gonna ask you a question in a second after I make this last statement here. But Richard Young definitely was. He didn't surprise me, but I'm glad to see that energy because I told y'all he made Richard Young not a practice player. I can tell you that right now. He can practice. I'm not saying he doesn't practice good, but he thinks a lot. When you turn them lights on, you don't think, and you got an offensive line blocking like that second group was doing on the run blocking scheme. It makes it easy for a guy like Richard Young who wants to get the ball, who wants the ball, who feels like they could break it every play. That's a dangerous guy to deal with. Now you get him to calm down and practice and just stick with it. That is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be
And
crazy.
he's gonna play, Smook.
Yeah.
If you Richard 3 backs, man, brother, you gonna play. You're going to play. Running backs get beat up, hurt all the time, man. I mean, I know personally, you're not the same from game 1 to game 3, much less game 1 to game 7 damn team. If you're in the rotation top 3 backs, bro, you're definitely going to play.
Especially in this scheme. I
Especially
guarantee
in
you.
this game. Yeah.
Kalen DeBoer had 3 legit backs last year. They all would have had 600 plus instead of one guy having 1,300 and the other 2 having like 400, 300. You get what I'm saying? Like, he just had young backs behind that guy, Dylan Johnson.
That's all you need. That's all you need to go to the league. Ask Josh Jacobs.
Yes,
People
sir.
forget Josh was not the starter. Damian Harris was the starter, right? Josh was spot duty, right? And he ended up going first round. So it's tape, it's film. What you put on film, it ain't volume, right?
Yep. Stephen Craig said, I really didn't like the format of the scrimmage. Let's talk about that real quick. I loved it. Me personally, I loved it. I love the way the defense, because that's how we did it in college. It was offense versus defense. It keeps you in that same mode you've been in all of spring, honestly, if you think about it. Every day. Who won the day? Offense or defense? Like, why we got to separate and then try to put ones in. I mean, Saban's style was cool. It created to me, it didn't create more of a game like atmosphere or game like feel, because you still can't tackle the quarterback. You still can't do this. So what's really the difference? I mean, yeah, scores is easier to keep, but I like the scoring system, defense. You see what the defense did. And this is how I tried to portray it. And I'm gonna pass you, Coach Sean. I try to portray it like this, and I'm gonna try to give it like I did yesterday. So you look at it as the offense is the offense. When they score, they get their 6 points. They get to come out, get the extra point. They're doing what they're supposed to do. As the defense, you're kind of giving them the mentality that, hey, if we could force a 3 and out, it gives our team, our offense, which is for the defense, is an imaginary thing right there at that point. They get a turnover downs, they get 3 points. They get a turnover, there's 6 points for them. Think about when you do that in the game. When the defense creates turnovers, they give us, they flip field position sometimes, or it creates momentum to lead to a score, a touchdown, right? When you get a turnover downs, the field gets flipped by the opposing offense. If they get a good punt, sometimes you get long drives and you get stalled, you get 3 points. So I like the balance of the scoring system and how it kind of creates that type of energy, teaching guys, hey, if we got a chance to get off the field on 3rd down, let's get off the field. If they go for it on 4th down, now, we give our team 6 points.
That's a whole fact. I agree 1,000%, man. It's for me, it's more of the offense to me just really, really, really set the tone in the beginning of the game. I'm an offensive guy, so I like to see that. The defense did about what I expected it to do. I expected to have some bumps in the road in the secondary because they're young. I expected them kids to compete. I wanted to see that, and I did. Health and Wealth asked me, how did I like the 4-2-5? It just reminded me of the nickel. It's just like playing nickel defense to me. I knew at some point with the backs that this is just what my pet peeve was. With this defense that we run and the backs that we have, at some point, a back is going to pop one. I don't know if it's going to be a long one. Even in the pass game, I knew a running back was going to have an opportunity. And as you saw as the game went on, the defense sort of adjusted. The defense sort of found their footing. I thought Quindarius Robinson was a little soft in the run game. He did well in pass pressures. But I thought in the run game, sometimes he got caught up in the wash a lot. He played a little high, at times. I thought John Moran Lathan was too eager to rush at first. Once he settled down, he started clacking.
All of them.
John Moran Lathan, it was a series where that boy, I think he had like 2 tackles. I don't know what he ended with, but he was definitely in the mix.
Every time, bro.
Every time, yeah. So it was about high, and this is what I said last night, man. You don't want to see a scrimmage where the offense is just whipping ass or the defense is just whipping ass. You want a give and take.
Good balance.
Yeah, you want a good balance, man. That makes
I'm mad we did that at the same time.
Yeah, bro. Right, we thinking on the same level. And as far as the format go,
what is this, y'all?
First, yeah. I you got to hold.
We gotta flatten them out. We gotta flatten them out. When we talk about balance, can't be like this.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I enjoyed the format, man. The reason why I enjoyed it is like Coach Smook said that he stole my thunder on that one. That's how we did in college as well. And what it does, I understand the scoring throws some people off, but what it does is it gives you a more realistic, because every time this DB is not going to stick that receiver every time just because you're one, he's one. Mix it up, man. Mix it up. Let's just go all offense out. That way, everybody sort of kind of have their opportunity to show what they got, right? So I think sometimes people we're just, and I'm guilty of it too. We're still Sabanized a little bit, right? 17 years, man, one way. So it's normal. We're still. Well, wait a minute now. I don't like this because we're still Sabanized. When in actuality, what Coach DeBoer is doing, it's working for 2024, man. It clearly is, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Al.
But yeah, man. I saw let me hit Ray's question real quick.
Yeah.
Before I have to jack him up for blowing my phone. Let me stop. He ain't blow my phone up.
Give me a few
He
seconds.
just wanted to remind me.
I'm about to switch my earpieces right quick.
Okay. Okay. What? Oh, okay. But yeah, so check this out. Ray's question. I don't know what just came up on my clearing what up.
Bill, you up? Call your mama and see if she's still at Jacobs.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so
Call her and ask her she's still at
you gotta mute up, bro. There you go. he trying to tell his boss what to do. But Ray says, hey bro, based off yesterday's scrimmage, how confident are you in Jalen having complete control of the offense, and how would you evaluate the defensive tackling? So yesterday, I don't really want to dive into the Jalen conversation, if you don't mind. I'll wait for Sean to come back so we can break that down. Because we had a lot of points that we made yesterday with Jalen, and then Ty, and then also Austin, Mack, and Dylan. So I want to get into that conversation, this QB breakdown before we end up ending the live. But and I want to start this conversation right here. So I'm gonna clip this, and we're gonna get into it as soon as Sean comes back. But the defensive tackling, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. For me, there was a good balance, and you can tell there was a good balance of I don't want to hurt my brother.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of that yesterday. There was some guys that got nicked up a little bit, but nothing serious, right? And nothing that was going to keep them out of practice. But I saw a lot of I don't want to hurt my brother, and you still saw some good intensity and pop, with a lot of with all the contact that was being made. I mean, you saw Malachi Moore just kind of, he could have really laid into Jan Miller on the sideline, but he caught him at a good angle, gave him a good pop. It sounded good, looked good. I tell you who didn't care about doggone saving their brother at one point, and I thought I was going to have to call his folks and tell them to calm down. It's the spring game. Rodarius Morgan. That first hit. Ooh, I know everybody did. Everybody did it. So I saw more of that, but I'm confident that this defense will be able to stand strong against the run. I saw the question about, does this 4-2-5 scheme require linebackers, edge rushers to drop back in coverage? If the formation or the play is see fit, they do have the option to support in coverage. It might be your play to rush the edge, but if you see that the tight end ain't even trying to block you, or and what the coverage behind you is, you understand what's going on behind you, then you'll make the right reads and the decisions to drop back into your depth and help that coverage out. So to me, I think with the defensive thing, the tackling, I think it was more of a balance of let me not hurt my brother, let me be in the right spot at the right time. Let me play with speed. Let me play with, let me show that I understand what the scheme is looking like. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's most teams that have great success and have a lot of camaraderie, it happens like that, especially in the spring game. Now in practice, it is definitely different. I saw some hits in practice that was like,
Malachi pulled up.
huh?
Might have hurt himself. Look like.
Oh, it sounds like you in the headset mic now.
Yeah. Does it sound still okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Sound like a broadcast mic. No, you good. You good.
So do I need to unplug the mic if I'm on the
No, you good.
headset?
You good. Leave it like you got it. You good.
Okay. All right.
If you ain't echoing, then good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen
So
Malachi pull up. You know, he looked like he hurt himself trying to pull up a little bit, but he could have decapitated Jeremy Bernard if it was a game.
factuals.
Yeah.
I mean, but you look at how Bernard caught it too. That was Miro could have pushed it upfield more, but I think then the way that Malachi was playing it, he
Yeah.
could turn his hips and break on that, and that's a pick. So there's a slight chemistry being developed with Milrow, Bernard, Law, Prentice, Cole Adams. Like there's a slight chemistry being developed between that group. I mean, I saw some routes by Bubba Hampton like yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see all this come to fruition. So, Phoenix City, Alabama, what's good? What's good, man? Red is a dog, yes sir. Nick Saban Jr., what's up, man? What's up, Day Day? How you feeling, my boy? Yeah, the defense was definitely pulling up a lot, and you kind of, oh yeah, Jeremy Bernard, that was nice. That was a nice play. I mean, all the receivers when they had opportunities, they really capitalized. I think if we had to be honest, I was you got to catch up on
Patriot
something. All right, Patriot Life, much love, bro.
Love,
I'm glad
Patriot
you made
Life.
it
Much
home
love,
safe,
bro.
man.
Facts,
I'm
man.
I'm so glad you made it home safe. But I say this about the defense. Anytime you have this type of schematics on the floor, you just want guys to be able to fly around during the spring game. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the wide receiver room, if we want to be honest, if we had to pick a spot, a group as a whole that didn't perform well, it was the wide receivers to me. I mean, you had a lot of plays, you had a few plays where guys made plays, but the drops, man. I just went
drops.
back and I went
Yeah.
back and I looked. Ty Simpson had 2 that was dropped for him. Jalen Milrow had 3 and 2 Ps, right? The 2 50-50 balls that were dropped. And then the tight end room, they didn't get a lot of opportunities. I would have loved to see them get more opportunities because they didn't have any drops. They secured all their passes.
Oots.
Robbie
I talked
Oots
to
is
y'all
the
about
man.
Oots. They need to go to him more because he get open. Underneath, that cat gets open, man.
And he's a body, man. Like he's a
He's a
dude that
body.
is hard to bring down because he's athletic. Defense just became a new member. Shout out to Defense for joining the undefeated, man. We appreciate you.
Defend. Thank you,
100%,
defend.
my boy. 100%.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. You want to see more of Odom? You want me to tell you why you didn't see more of Odom?
They were locking
Because
him down.
wasn't nobody about to let him embarrass them yesterday. He been doing it all spring. They go
That's
see
why
what they
he
did to him. Kane Womack was let him get pressed the whole game. There was some
Yeah.
slight, some soft press on him sometimes, but they was putting him. And he even in a trip set, you know, he wasn't able to move 3 yards without somebody touching him. So, but yeah, he gonna be solid. And I keep telling y'all, man, not many defenses are going to be able to be equipped against this offense like we are. So to see the offense get the slight edge, that gives me more confidence. Just a slight edge. I seen another comment, bro. You seen something that you want to get on?
Yeah. Did you guys? I don't know if you guys watched Coach DeBoer's post scrimmage interview. Most did. Did you not see how upbeat he was about the offense, man? He didn't have. You can tell a lot by body language. Now, Coach Saban was a master at hiding his.
Mm-hmm.
Coach DeBoer, not so much, right? Did y'all not see the I'll just say the opposite of worry, right? Did you not see that on that man's face when he was talking about the offense? He was not stressed at all. He sees what the future will hold for this offense, man.
I mean, I think
Trust me.
he saw it when he before the transfers left, he looked at that roster and he said, "Okay, wow." He said, "Yeah, wow. I'm gonna be able to. I can work with this."
Yeah.
Excuse me. See, Al, you jinxed it. It was coming back, but offensive line, Joseph Ionoda. That's who was playing that center, y'all. I'm gonna cut him some slack because up until last week, he was only playing guard and tackle. He was only getting worked out at guard and tackle. Up until last week, it's kind of hard to go in and do when you're getting thrown into this group, the second group. Those are still they're still the top end of that defensive line group. Like they're 9-10 deep before there's a slight drop off. So
Yeah.
I think he ended up, cleaning it up a lot better. But that goes to show you that having Parker Brailsford is key, So yeah. What we said, where we at? There's
Shout
3
out to
really good
James
wide
Brockenmeyer,
receivers
too.
coming in this summer also. What you saying, bro?
I just said shout out to James Brockenmeyer as well.
Yeah, he did his thing, man. That's who I
Yeah.
voted for my my offense, my alignment of the day. It was Seth, not Seth. Sure as hell wasn't Seth. James Brockenmeyer.
Yeah.
DJ Regan said it's 3 really good receivers coming in this summer. Also, yes, you got Amari Jefferson, you got Ryan Williams, you got Rico Scott.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a crazy room. Oh yeah, 100%.
He got down.
100%.
LT too. He got down. He got down. He did his thing. I think he's still learning the scheme too as well.
Circle the wagons. We got us a bold prediction. Y'all, hey, remember it. Y'all remember it. He said it. My boy said it. When if it happens, I'm gonna give you your credit, even if it don't happen.
56-21.
I don't know about that. I could see a 41-20 type jump, but Kirby give up 50 points. That's a task.
Okie dokie.
Kirby will jailbreak blitz you before you put 56 on him. That means he ain't trying to give you no time to throw the ball. You put up 50 on Kirby? I don't know, man. I'm feeling more of a 38-21 type deal. And that's like a 2-score fourth quarter pull off after leading, 28-21 for most of the second and third quarter.
What was up with the music on the way out? They played one song, then they switched it back to what the hell was that going on?
So I'm gonna tell you exactly, and I got it on my Snapchat, right? I had it, I was recording, I was like, I looking around, mind you, Harry Schuyler, who's with, I think the Tide News, he was next to me. George Teague and Ryan Fowler were like 3 or 4 seats down from me. TDA guys were to the left of me. Kyle sitting over on the other side of Kyle. It was all of them. And Cynthia said, "Hey, Smook and Sean." It was, oh yeah, I got my hug from Cynthia too, y'all.
Yeah, man. I was looking forward to meeting Cynthia, man,
Mhm.
and her husband. That was awesome.
And she was
Much
hyped
love.
too, y'all. She was like,
Yeah,
Smook
much
just walking
love.
out. It was different. It was different for me to be interacting like that. And so many people just wanting to talk, wanting to speak. And I
Yeah.
felt honored, and I didn't want to skip over anybody. And I was talking to her, and then I think Nicole came up, and then I think Quaisha. I forget who all was in that little right there in front of the statue.
Yeah.
And Cynthia said, "Hey Smook, hey Coach Smook, it's Cynthia. I want my hug." And I was like, "Oh, you getting your hug?" And I hugged her real tight.
Yeah, I
And she was
enjoyed
saying
meeting
something to me,
Cynthia,
and I was
man.
talking to her. And then I think Caleb and his wife walked up because they were
Yeah.
about to head out. And
Yeah.
Coach John talking about hey, Caleb about to go do what you taught him, Smook, in that live. He said he ain't been the same since you.
And
So
look, Caleb said, Caleb threw his thumbs up like, that was crazy.
I said, you got to work the hips. Got to work them hips, baby. But yeah, it was funny. But
Yeah.
what was we
Shout out
talking
to
about?
Cynthia.
What I was talking about?
You were saying about the receivers, and then
Oh yeah. So with this receiver group, man, y'all gotta understand it's not one of those things where we're lacking in talent or anything of that nature. It was one of those things where you just gotta let guys continue to develop. That's why I was saying about Ryan Williams. I don't think Ryan Williams is going to be able to come into this offense and move guys like Cole Adams and all those other guys. I don't think Coach Sean seen me when I stopped in. Oh yeah, that was crazy.
I
That
was
was
sure
crazy.
looking for you too, Dwight. I hate I missed you, bro. You know what I'm
You
saying?
was
I
out
was like,
front. You was still in the front, and you and Wade was walking around to come to the car
okay.
when I was already at the car, and he
I was
put
looking for
up.
everybody, bro.
Yeah, man, it was funny. It was funny, but yeah, man. I didn't pay attention to the headset. Did it cause any problems? Anyone? Oh yeah, I was talking about the intro music. I was talking to the intro
Oh
music.
yeah. What's up with that?
So I'm sitting there, right? And story time with Coach Smook, y'all. I'm sitting there and I got my phone up. I'm ready to get on Snapchat. I start recording it. Na, 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 na. And then the music stopped. I said, I told y'all they was gonna do it. I looked at everybody, I said, they about to switch it up. And they had Kalen DeBoer and the team on the screen. I said, they about to switch it up. And then they started playing the music. I was like, that ain't
What was
hype.
that? No, that ain't hype at all, bro.
And everybody in the booth was like, how did Smook know that? Like, bro, I was like, nah, this ain't what I expected, y'all. No, I ain't calling nothing. I ain't no Smook scoop, none of this. And Kyle said, what the heck is that? He
Yeah.
said, Kyle said it aloud too. He was like, what the heck is that? And I was like, I don't know. I guess this is the new era. That's some Northwest stuff.
But
Coach
hell,
Kalen,
they went
they
back
went back
to
because,
Thunderstruck.
and so we came to the conclusion, y'all. This is the report I'm going to put out there, that they are trying out DJs for the season, and whoever that was
Made a little mistake or something.
made a mistake, and they just eliminated themselves with that action, because that was not it. I said, Coach Saban is on his way up to that booth right now. He was on the way up to that DJ booth right now. Listen here, son. That's not how we do it here. We got a standard. You understand? And you don't play none of that crap when my team's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So it was funny to have that moment, y'all. But I sure thought that they was about to unveil something new. I was hoping they came out with something. They could have did something different. It would have been like crazy. And Kyle said it. He said, "Man, imagine what the stadium would have did if they came out playing something that everybody know. What if they played that Yeah Glow instrumental, not her song, just the instrumental." Boy, that joint would have been crazy, and they would have been bouncing in the locker room. Kalen DeBoer got a little swag to him too, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Cynthia. Shout out to your husband, shout out to your family. It was so good to meet you guys, man. Much love and roll tide to you for sure.
Hey, Ephraim, that was funny meeting you, man. That was funny.
OG
Ephraim is a fool, man. Him, Rev Run too, Run B, Rev B.
Yeah,
He a fool too, man. Hey, so another story, not real story, but it's kind of inactive for me and Sean. You remember the guy that his wife, I can't remember, he had on the Omega Sci-Fi purple shirt.
Yeah.
And his wife and his daughter was like, I get so tired of seeing you guys on our TV, but now that we met
after he left you, I didn't know who he was. He walked up, was like, listen, and he gave me he gave me a speech about what's going on. It was exciting to talk to him and his wife and his family.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah,
that was
man.
Cool.
And then the tent that I wanted to go back to on the quad. Oh yeah, he pulled up too. He pulled up outside. He was outside with your boy last night.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, he real chill too. He laid back. I said, I need one of them shooters in my, in the cut for me. I need one of them shooters. They don't know if you with them or not. Everybody looking, they don't know if you know what I'm saying. I love that about our crew last night was crazy lit, bro. But yeah, So that conversation happened, and walking up the sidewalk, I see a dude I know from Phoenix City. He lived in Smith Station, but Phoenix City, Smith Station, all that the same. And he seen me. He was like, "Where I know you from?" I said, "I'm from Phoenix City." He was like, He's like, "What part of Phoenix City?" We talking about. And I said, and then my Vontae, newly converted, not converted, a new addition to the Bama fan family. My little brother, he walks up. He's like, "Hey, Coach Smook," you know what I'm saying? And then the dude said, "I'll be watching him on YouTube." He said, "I'll be watching." I said, "Yeah, man." He said, Where my boy Sean at?" He said, "You and Sean be getting it." I said, "He over there. Man, I better come over here and get some of this chicken." And I was like, "Man, let me go over here." And by the time I got done talking to them, they had pulled me a little. I was thirsty. You remember I had got thirsty, Sean, when I had brought the beverage back? Yeah, that's who I was talking to. And I had got thirsty a little bit, y'all. And they don't know how to see where I'm from. We don't pour like this. We pour like this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they did. I was like, okay, go back over to Sean. I was like, man, we got some chicken, got some glizzies over there. And I was like, it was calling me the glizzy gobbler because I was so hungry. I ate a hot dog, no bun. Pause. I was so hungry, y'all. That glizzy, they called me the glizzy gobbler. I embraced it because I was hungry. I didn't care. I didn't care nothing about none of that terminology. But I was about to pass out. I was so hungry, y'all. I was so hungry. Hey, there go your player, man.
Oh, AJ, what up with you, bro? How
Yeah,
you
there you go.
feeling, youngin? You know what I'm saying? Say
Mm-hmm.
2 Eagles, bro. AJ Harris, you know what I'm saying? UNA right there, man. Came from
Oh,
our
bun.
program. Shout out to you, little partner. I ain't seen you in
Hey,
a minute. Roll
oh,
Tide,
bun.
bro.
Y'all can't beat me to these pause segments no more. No ditties, all that. See, the fact that y'all repeating it is bad, Kareem. I'm gonna put it on screen just for you. Just for you, Kareem. You can't repeat it. You just gotta say pause. You can't take time and actually type it out and use an emoji, right? Whoa now. Whoa
KT.
now. KT, there you go. Whoa now. Man, y'all, that's my twin. So a lot of y'all don't know this either. Me and KT met for the first time in person yesterday. Look, y'all crazy. Sean, Cuzzo, pulled up. Y'all, Sean is a fool. That boy is a Wade, Moonrocker too. Listen, quick story time. Only thing I'm gonna leak from last night. Last time I'm gonna do a story time, hopefully. This the only thing I'm gonna leak from last night. And everybody that was outside with me, y'all beat me up if y'all want to when y'all see me. But we was outside. We was standing outside. We was parked somewhere, just, small talk. And Moonrocker opens his trunk, right? And pulls out a basketball and starts like, don't nobody want no smoke. And everybody around him, all of us, we all 30 plus. No, it wasn't no young folks no more. It's like, it's grown folks time. Moonrocker dribbling the ball. Don't nobody want no smoke. We looked at each other. We said, man, you out here dribbling the ball. My knees aching from watching you dribble. This man pulled out a push-up bar, started doing push-ups. I said, what's wrong with this man? He said, Moonrock was on one. He was like, man, I was like, bro, I said, we too old for that, man. He was like, you right. And I think Wade was like, yeah, man. He said, my ankles just don't work like they used to. You know what I'm saying? It was so funny, y'all. It was a vibe, man. He said, oh, yeah. When Sean here now, he could apologize now. He gonna apologize now.
You see Carla's.
What part of Phoenix City, Smook? I grew up in Fred. So if you grew up in Fred, he was on the west side, right? Yep. He was on the west side.
They have a west side in Phoenix City.
Man, let me tell you, it's west side, south side. They say it's a north side Phoenix City, but it's really north side Phoenix City is where the stadium and all that is. And then like south side is like down towards where I'm from. 165 Asbury, all that stuff. Further down 431, down by South Gerard. And then the west side, though, that's the hood. That's right before you get to Columbus. It's like the west side. The whole west is the hood. Now they tore down Riverview, which is big hood apartments. But yeah, Carla, I'm from the south side though. My folks, we live in Fort Mitchell though. You know what I'm saying? That's where, but our address say Phoenix City. Hey, and they're losing my voice, Cynthia. That thing was gone yesterday. I'm surprised my voice lasted as long as it did yesterday. Cause when I picked Sean up, my junk was cracking.
Yeah.
Pause. Do I have to pause on that? Yeah. I'll take a chance. Be safe. Be safe. Isaiah Bond was seen lurking around Brian Denny Stadium 5 minutes ago. No, he wasn't. Hey, did y'all notice on the Jumbotron when they showed the Gravedigger, they only showed the throw, Jalen Milroe's throw. They didn't show the catch.
That's a fact. They shouldn't show it.
I love that. I love the media team for that. Shouts out to Bama media team for making sure we made that distinction, because of all the ones that left, that's the one I truly despise.
And shout out to Caden Proctor, man.
Oh yeah, he showed up, sat in the stands, didn't look for no attention. I told y'all, and I'm gonna do it again. Caden, I'm sorry for what I said about you being soft and all that.
I
The
saw
mentality.
That didn't even look like him.
I apologize, for what I said, but it still stands. I want you to come in and work hard and earn it. But I'm glad you're back, okay, buddy? I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
I love you. Can't wait to see you again. And yeah, man, you're awesome.
That boy gotta wear a size 15 shoe, man. 16.
18 be Nard. 17 be Nard. Y'all remember that jump from Robout? Size 17 be Nard. Yeah,
that old belly ain't big, man. It's not big.
arms long. I mean,
Yeah,
you can see
man.
his length
That's
for
a fact.
real now. That's
Yes.
that's what you want at left tackle. Jonah Williams. That's what I thought of when I seen him. You
Yeah.
remember how tall and Jonah Williams, they used to think he was slim for a tackle, but he
Yeah.
was 315, 310.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't
Just
even think was Jonah that big?
Jonah might have been about 310,
Yeah.
305. I don't think he was, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
he still was big, right? To be and
Yeah.
lean, you know, and still in the league. Still in the league.
Holding it down too. Holding it down.
Yeah.
Y'all leave my voice alone. I'm doing this for y'all. Doing
Yeah.
this for y'all. Doing this for y'all because I love y'all, man. Y'all showed out yesterday. Y'all won't ever have to worry about me missing a segment just because I'm tired or something. Like I'm getting up every time because y'all, the way y'all showed up and showed out, not just y'all, but the Bama fan base as a whole, man.
Yeah, man.
Did y'all see my Roll Tide Willie moment?
This
No,
man, no, you gotta let me. No, listen,
tell the
listen,
story from your view. Yeah.
bro. So the line is probably 70 people long, right? I might be shortening it up a little bit. So everybody waiting, excited, it's hot, everybody waiting. This boy just walks over there like, damn that. Willie happy to see him. He happy to see Willie. He done broke all line. Took the picture, roll tide, Willie. Everybody looking like, you know what I'm saying? Walks off. You know what I'm saying? I said, bro, you know you just walked over there, right? Yeah, man, that my boy, man. Cool. You know, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Him and Willie here. They here with
But
each
you know
other,
what's
man.
funny? It was funny because after that, when people started realizing who it was, it's like, oh, okay, that's Coach Smook. That was Sean. You know, that was Bama
Yeah.
football on YouTube. That's so I got a pass. I honestly did that, and I was feeling myself because I was with the crew, and again, that beverage it gave me a boost, right? Gave me a little bit more confidence, right? That's why I was a little bit more calm. But yeah, it was definitely an experience. And Willie was tired. He was so tired after taking all them pictures and Blitz, Bama, Blitz. I was like, God, if you could just hear me, please keep Willie, because that joke, y'all, if y'all ever struggling on a hot day, we need a sponsor. Buy a light, IV in a bottle. If y'all ever struggling, get you a cup of ice and pour this over some rocks right here. You feel like a new man. I had one of them before I went to the press box. The only reason I got sleepy is because of that food they had up there.
Check
Did y'all
Cynthia
see
out
the
right here.
picture last year of Washington's A-Day compared to us? Facts. That was crazy. Cynthia said, man, it was awesome. Did y'all? Oh, yeah, she did. Yeah, I saw that. Y'all know that the attendance yesterday was more than what Washington could fit in their stadium.
That's crazy, man.
Career said, I really love this channel and the Undefeated Roll Tide Gym Time. Now, holla at you guys later.
Facts.
Appreciate that $5
Thanks,
super chat,
Kareem.
my boy.
Thank you,
For real.
Kareem. All love, bro.
Man, what's good, Chance? And we just winding down, y'all, because we really trying to save all the in-depth analysis and things for, oh, excuse me. I got hiccups out of nowhere. Say the in-depth analysis for tonight, tomorrow. You know, we got a lot that's going on into this portal, to the portal week,
Yeah.
to
Monday night,
Armageddon.
12 o'clock. We'll know. See what's
Yep.
up.
So, I really want to this evening. I get to watch the game a little bit more now that it's up on YouTube and different stations. I'm gonna watch it all over again and really break it down. Really break it down. So, Coach Sean, anything you wanna any other topics you wanna go into before we end up getting off of here in the next 8 minutes, 7 minutes?
No, I just want to say shout out to the fans, man. The fans showed up, man. Yesterday, I talked about that. Everybody showed up and done their part. It was hot. We was blessed. We just had a good time, man. The fans really showed Coach DeBoer what Bama football is, to come out like that and show that type of love on a spring game. The coaches talked about it. Just shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to the entire fan base of the University of Alabama. Everybody showed up and showed out, man, and showed the recruits. I met so many kids. I met 2 kids I didn't even know was recruits. You know what I mean? Just meeting kids, man, and it's just humbling, man, to sit in the stand and I'm just trying to find a seat and people stopping you and like I just want to shake your hand. Like, man, that's humbling, man. That's very, very humbling for me. So it just was a great day, man. It was a blessed day. It was a great day. And I'm appreciative of everybody. Just roll tide to Bama Nation. And let's look forward to the fall now when this thing really get cranked up.
Yeah, man, and I'm gonna share those same sentiments about just being recognized. You know, I've been
Yeah.
able to experience a little bit more since I've been here, but not on that level that it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And even Kyle was kind of shook. Like when we were walking back from the quad, he said it. He was like, "Bro, we're famous." Like he said it, and I was like, "I don't think we famous, but people know what we're doing. People are watching." I can't tell you how many times we were walking past groups of people or walking past people, and they were like staring, and then they was kind of like, you know how you think you see somebody that you know, right? And then you don't want to say nothing because you probably ain't seen them in a long time, and so
That's a
like
fact.
I'd be like, Jesse, and it ain't Jesse. It's oh, I'm not Jesse. Oh man, you look just like my boy Jesse, man. That's
Yeah.
a bad feeling. Like that's embarrassing. So I felt like that happened a lot yesterday. Coming down from the press box, that's when it happened to me. I was walking. We walked up the stairs, and there was this younger gentleman and his father. They were sitting on the stairs, and you know we walking kind of brisk. You know what I'm saying with some tempo, and he's staring at me the whole way. Like I'm looking at him staring at me for like 30 yards. I said, "How you doing, sir?" I said, "Do you know me?" He was like, "I want to say I do," and then it was just like like, "Oh yeah, no, nice to meet you, man. I'm Coach Smook." He's like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. He says, you can't forget that voice because, oh, yeah, me and Kyle was talking. I was just, taking in the moment. Oh, but the press box food, defend. That press box food is undefeated. Undefeated. When I say that pulled pork was porking, when I say that barbecue sauce was on point with the pulled pork, when I say that mac and cheese, I wanted to add some salt and pepper, but it was fine, just the way they had it. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was good. You know what I'm saying? It was good. I could rock with it. It was good. Made me feel good. Made me want to go to sleep. And I was in the AC. So Marquita, I hate that y'all was out there in that heat. I remember that pain, but it was so cold up there. Folks had jackets on. Like y'all was laughing at Kyle for wearing the hoodie. He could have told me that we was going to. I didn't even know we was going to be in the press box. I did not know that. So it was an experience, man. But overall, y'all, I'm excited to see what this team continues to develop into. I'm ready to see what type of offseason, buzz we're going to be able to create with guys getting together, working out, working technique. How much access they're going to have to scheme and playbook and film study and all of that stuff. I'm excited to see it because it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same as when Coach Saban was here. What type of hours are these boys going to be putting in the off season at the facility? A lot of these players, they live in apartments. They don't even live on campus. So they're allowed to stick around year round and basically be a professional athlete nowadays. So that's where I'm at with it, man. And appreciate y'all once again, undefeated. Y'all have already, just shown so much love. Continue to do that. And we thank y'all, man. We thank y'all for y'all time today. I'm going to run this commercial, and then we'll do a final closeout statement, and we'll get out of y'all way. Kyle, take it away, brother. Mr. Rub It On My Back.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Residence in Ocean City, Maryland. Guests can book at residenceinOC.com. Use the promo code LPR for special Bama football pricing up to 20% off. Also, go to therogueshop.com. Use the promo code Bama. You get legal CBD. For me, personally, I like the topical oil. You know how intense my workouts are, right? So I like the topical oil. I like to rub that on my back, whatever, after those cinder blocks. So go to their website, cruise down, look through their website, and definitely check out rogueshop.com. And like I said, I like the topical. Again, the promo code is BAMA. Also, think about becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Become a part of the Undefeated as low as $2.99 a month. That's 10 cents a day. How do you do this? Make sure you're logged into your account. This is on a computer. You can also do this on your phone and look for the tab that says membership. Once you click membership, you can see different options. You can see an upgrade button right there to the right if you want to go through the different levels. We have fan funder videos from the staff right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Very easy to navigate. Let us know if you have questions inside the comment box when trying to upgrade or renew your fan funder membership right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And of course, if you want to rock that undefeated gear,
Check out our merch store located at the bottom of the videos. We appreciate Patriot Life, Cynthia, Antoine, Caitlin, and to everybody else that supports us right here on Bama Football on YouTube.
Yeah. I just seen another super chat come through. My guy Casey Jones with a $10 super chat said, sorry I missed you guys. My wife broke her ankle, so I had to cancel. See you in Atlanta, Smook. Hey, prayers up for your wife, man.
Definitely.
Prayers up for your wife. It was a few people had some last minute incidents happen, man. I hate to hear that, y'all. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just football. This is just, talk. But we do pray for our family. So I'm praying for your wife, man. And
Thank you, Casey.
definitely Atlanta is definitely the move next. So we actually gonna start planning that right now. I'm thinking maybe I might do my birthday in Atlanta if everybody gonna pull up for real. Like I will do that. Wade has a lot of connections. I don't like to do clubs, but I would like to do an area where we can come together, where it's a closed off event for us, my people, my family to pull up, my friends. I could bring my kids. Y'all could bring y'all kids if we want to. Something like that, y'all. Or we could just go do a day in the park and then the grown folks go out later on. Like, I'm down for something like that. I don't have to spend a whole bunch of money. I don't need flashy stuff. I just love good people. And I think Coach Sean is the same way. Just love good people, man.
It's a whole fact.
Hey, I don't think y'all know who this is, but that's Bubba right there.
Shout out to Brett Sullivan. $2 super chat. Thank you, Brett.
Sharp shooter. That's my boy. Appreciate that $2 super chat, my boy. For real.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. We appreciate all the super chats. We appreciate all the fan funders. Catch me tonight. Maybe Coach Sean jumps on. Maybe Ty jumps on with me. Like, let's break it down tonight. Let's really get into it, and let's talk a little bit. Let's talk more football. Today was very good to catch up and just take it all in, give our reactions from A-Day. But let's start breaking it down. I want to break it down. Like I said, I got this, and I think I could scan it and send it to the fellas. Or did you keep your program from yesterday with the roster?
No, I Kyle was about to give me one, but I think we started moving that equipment, and I didn't never get it.
Yeah. Are y'all gonna be at the Bama versus Missouri game? That's the plan. Me, Kyle, and Ty already said we're making. Me, Sean, and Ty said we're about to get out. Once we get out here, we're probably gonna start texting about showing up to a game together, and that'll be a good one to show up to. I planned to go. Been playing since last season. Had to go to my buddy's funeral. Catch y'all next time. Chance. Much love, bro. Prayers up for you and the family.
That's a whole fact, man.
Send our condolences, man. We all know death is never an easy thing to take. I don't care if you planned for it or didn't. It's never easy to take that. So, but y'all be blessed, y'all. I'm gonna get off here. I gotta meet up with my sister, get some food because I am hungry. And yeah, man. I hopefully my voice is back tomorrow so I can bring out some energy, and we'll get back to it, y'all. Get back to it. Much love, undefeated.
Much love,
Coach
undefeated.
Sean. He's Coach Sean. He's Coach Sean. I'm Coach Smook. And we out, man. Gotta be easy.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.